Hello, everybody! Slight delays. Tech gremlins are real. It would not be Halloween without them. We're using the Darkest House overlays for tonight as we go into our version of The Thing in Ethauntia. And today, I got an awesome little treat. We got the new Pathfinder 2e stuff sent to us to look over and use for our upcoming campaign for Ethauntia. With that said, tonight we are keeping ourselves with the PF2 we all know and love. Why? Because, well, I don't want to learn it in 10 minutes. And there's a lot of changes in the upcoming thing, but I will be doing a review and looking through that soon so you all can see what that's going to be. There are a few rules to the shows tonight. Show tonight. I don't want people to think that this is going to be a one-for-one remake of The Thing. It's not. It's my version of The Thing. Myself and Todd are big fans of it. I think we both watch it every year, sometimes Christmas, always on Halloween. And it's just something that we've kind of watched since we used to room together back in the day. He started the trend, it wasn't me. So we are going to watch horrible things happen tonight. Now, there's a few things you're going to notice. On the screen right now, the thing up here, that goes away. But the timer that's here, that's going to be part of the show. I'm going to make it live. There's going to be a 1 hour clock on it. I'm going to make a discount code and I'm going to hand it out in chat for anything that is bought for Streamloot cards. You can buy Watching Paint Dry, you can buy a Corpse Talk, you can buy John Wick. Whatever it is you would like to purchase is going to give you a discount, and every card pack purchase adds 10 seconds to the clock. Every Streamloot subscription adds 600 seconds to the clock. Now, you may wonder, why would I do this? Well, the show's going to be about 3 hours, is what we're looking at. But when this hits 0 again, something bad's going to happen. Just like we did during the marathon. I'm going to keep that kind of ticking time bomb. And tonight we have Todd, Kelly, Adam, and Diana picking up and playing. It is a doom clock. You got it, Star Drew. You got it. So I will put that up. I'm going to make the discount code right now, and we're going to hand this out in chat. I'm going to unlimit it, but it's only going to last until the end of the show. So I'll put it at midnight for tonight for everybody. I'll put like 500 packs can be bought. We'll say it's a discount percentage. We're going to do 20% off, which is a lot compared to normal. You can buy a maximum of 50 packs. We're going to call this Spooktacular. And I'm doing this live because I didn't want it to go out beforehand. And it is going to be redeemable in John Wick, Watching Paint Dry, and Corpse Talk. Those are the ones that it'll be available for, because those are the active ones. There's going to be new ones for Ethauntia coming up. I'm still creating those, though. And then it will expire, we'll say, on the 1st. All right? But if you use them during the show, it'll add to the time. I'll buy those, copy it, and we'll put it in chat right now. Now, you cannot play cards during the show. This is a card-free show. I know that's rare here, but we're just going to be using this timer. So I'm going to wait till the timer starts. Once you see it going, use the discount code. For now, let's go to our intro. I put a little something together. gremlins are fucking real today. I wrote an intro, I changed all the names, I did all this fun stuff for this lovely show, and it decided that it didn't want me to showcase it tonight in a total despising of what I made, because we have everybody but two of our main cast, and Todd is picking up something new during this show, and I wanted to kind of honor the new character. I'll tell you what, I'll download it during the show here, and we'll just add it in afterwards. So let's set us up here, everybody. If you remember how Darkest House finished, the group left out of the Darkest House. It's a house that just appears places throughout time and history. This is made by Monty Cook Games, but what we're playing tonight just takes off afterwards. Don't worry, the Darkest House will be back at some point in time. I'm not quite sure when. As they exit, the door behind them closes and slowly vanishes from any form of material sphere. They're not able to touch it. They're not able to do anything with it. As they stand out on this snowy, it was an outpost that you could see in the distance, wood, gondolas moving through the fog-laden plateaus filled with snow. Some of you have played in this new set piece that Campaign 2 is in, which is known as Moldavia. Think about things that are superstition, think about things from Romanian and Transylvanian history that we know, and redo that into the horror spectrum that is Ethauntia, a place where spirits have no purgatory, roam the world, and are used as fuel in this soul punk Victorian setting to power the things around them. Now, in our last campaign, the True Faith was an eminent part of the game. The True Faith is the theocracy of the world. But in this one, they are barely a speck on the map in Moldavia. Instead, all the forgotten keepers and the old gods that now walk amongst everybody are the most common way to get your supernatural powers. So superstitions and cryptids and all those lovely things that we like are very prominent. When they walk out of this section, out in the vista, there is a small community in this beginning of a snowstorm. And within the snowstorm, you can see specks of what looks to be spirits moving amongst the clouds and amongst the snow itself, like reflections in a cold, dark night. Our group is not prepared. They came out of this with the items they went in with, and the group separated. Some went to the east, some went to the west to find places to settle and to find civilization, but the only four that came out were not four that went in. As a matter of fact, only one person is the same person who went in. Yeah, well, shit is right, Kelly in the background. Let me do this, and I think I'm able, during that monologue of time that I did, show you the intro as I stalled during the entire download like a total professional. Let's go to the intro, and we will bring Kelly on screen for for the beginning of the end. Well, as you walk out on this vista, Maria, you just exited one of the most horrifically twisted places that this character's ever been. If I remember correctly, you are a native to here, right?
No.
You're not a native to Ethauntia.
No.
Oh.
We had remember in the darkest house when we had that flashback to Maria's childhood when her memories split the room between Clem and Clara.
I forgot about that. Where exactly does anyone know where you're from?
The person who signed my contract when my mother
That's
sold me.
the only person that knows, though, right?
Yes.
Okay. I'm just making sure that is true.
They might be dead now. I'm not 100% sure, but if they're not, I'm going to make sure they are.
Okay.
Eventually.
Well, as the snow's kicking in, where you're from, are you familiar with like snowstorms and weather and all that kind of stuff without ruining it for the audience? Since this is going to be probably a reveal much later.
Oh, yes.
All right. Looking around the place, there are gondolas that go across. One of them heads to a high peak, but it's the only place that you see fire and light from right now. Everywhere else is covered in snow and dark, and you are high. The air is thin where you've stepped out from here. And there are two children with you as well. They have been calling you Mom.
That's right. Yes.
But the last person to come out of the door does not look the same as Clive, who was in there with you. What would you like to do?
Well, I look to the children because when I originally met them, they were
dolls?
Inhabitants of the kinda, but also no, because I was able to heal them with some alchemical tooling.
True.
But now they look more like citizens of Ethauntia. They almost look like maybe they're abandoned. I'm not 100% sure. But it's cold, and I don't think they have cold weather clothing. So, at first I'm about to start fussing over them, and then I notice the stranger that came out of the house after us, and I immediately unfurl my whip.
Oh, I forgot. Wow, now I remember a lot more about your character. That one thing added so much more. As you do that, are you putting the kids behind you?
Yes.
All right. Well, with that behind you, then.
Because at least I know, I kind of know the kids, and I think that we might be on at least an okay wavelength because they keep calling me Mom.
Maybe. You know what? Good question. Let's ask the kids. Hi, children.
Hello. Clem and Clara, we're back.
You're always creepy. You're still creepy. That has not changed to me. You're still hella creepy.
Oh, good.
I don't like it. I don't like it at all, as a matter of fact. In front of you, you see her unfurl her whip. The snow is coming down, and the time that you've been out here, this might be the first time you two have probably witnessed or felt snow. I think.
I think so too.
I believe. Clem actually, as kind of pan to him, and Clara's kind of looking around. He is just dead focused on looking up. But when you also see him, when the is it is it light out? Is it bright out? Dark?
It is nighttime.
It is nighttime. Okay. Okay, perfect. Never mind then. It's night.
I don't know if it's perfect. It's
perfect for me. He's looking just straight up, almost like he's looking up at where the moon would be, and his gaze is just fixed in one. That he doesn't falter, he doesn't move at all. He's just looking straight up in one direction.
Okay. Do you say anything to the individual who walked out? Also, can I get a? Wow, we're back in Pathfinder, everybody. New dice rolls, new rules. Can I get a history for you? Or a lore to remember somebody in case you have any idea on who they might be?
For us?
Yeah, for you.
I wouldn't even see him at this point. I am looking direct. I don't even see him come out.
Oh, okay.
I'm looking straight
what about
up.
your sister?
I don't know,
I
Clara.
was looking up, but I don't. There's no history. We don't have history in Pathfinder 2.
Society. History
That's
is under
right.
Society.
Thank you. Yeah, she would like look up and then like quickly look down and what is that? These are tiny dice. That is 15.
You do know there have been people who have come in and out of the house over time, and the house lets out who the house wants to let out. People have said they've escaped, but from your time there, you don't escape. You're just let go for a while.
Hello. Have you been released for a while?
I'm staring at Todd's character.
With that said, Todd, you look different. Do you want to describe what you look like since Clive and the cowboy hat didn't walk out with 6-shooters?
Yeah, this is someone else. Is this me leaving the house for the first time, Eric?
Totally up to you.
Alright, I think it is. This is a guy who is, he looks like he's been through a lot. Like, he's a survivor. Like, his clothes are ragged, his hair and beard are unkempt, and, he looks like he's just gone through some shit. And, he will come out and he's, like, kind of looking around, and, he'll say, "You're the rescue team? You're a little late."
Are you the rescue team?
I wasn't sent to rescue anybody. We were giving chase to a beast that killed 2 of our members. And as I'm saying this, like, I'm looking at the new arrival, looking for our symbol. No? Yeah, that I definitely, like, with them up again.
He does not have. So what do you look like? Are you wearing different clothes than what you would be used to in the Darkest House?
I am wearing, it looks like True Faith cold weather gear, but it's like stuff you'd probably get at like our world's version, or the Ethauntia version of like the army surplus, because it's older gear. It's like it's definitely that
It's
like
in surplus gear.
obsolete. Yeah, it's like it's the obsolete stuff that's been decommissioned a long time.
Asses you can get from American Science Surplus.
Exactly
Excellent.
like that. Yeah,
Okay.
but it
Okay.
is actual True Faith gear. It's just an old design and all ragged.
Well, what would you all like to do standing on the top of this before I start raining shit down on this parade?
And I'm unarmed. Just don't worry. Just as confused as you are. I had some people with me in there. I got lost in the damn house.
The house does sometimes.
Well, we weren't separated very long. I mean, we could probably find him, and he looks and he sees that the house is just gone, right? So,
There's nothing there.
You won't be finding them anytime soon. I'm so sorry.
stranded again.
It's okay. You have us now. This is our mother, Maria.
And she tugs on her hands, like to hold it.
Right, so I've got my whip in my one hand, and then I've got Clara tugging on my other hand, and I'm
Yes.
just like, you see this half elf bundled up in cold weather clothing, blonde, pointy ears, looking a little confused and concerned as her camera starts auto aiming at her. But how? When did you get lost in the house? Like, Because if his clothes look ragged, I'm trying to figure out, like, are they ragged because they're beaten up, or are they ragged from time?
Are you or Eric, are any of them wearing symbols or anything I could recognize from the True Faith?
Well, Clara and them definitely aren't.
Okay.
I did buy cold weather clothing.
Yeah, but it would have been from like inside that place though, and not from here.
Oh, okay, that's fair.
You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
I would say no. I don't think Kelly's character does either. I don't think you have any cold weather gear on, or not any True Faith symbols on. Right?
I have no True Faith symbols on.
I didn't think so.
Okay.
No.
I didn't think so.
We weren't in there very long. We had a crash about a year ago, and
Right.
times were getting pretty desperate, and we were running out of supplies, and a door opened that wasn't there before. And once we came in, went through the door, it was this house, and we were separated pretty quickly.
So
It's kind of a whirlwind.
While he's talking, like, I'm basically, Maria's talking to him, asking him questions, trying to get him to stall a little bit.
Sure.
While I try and figure out what, like, how old his clothes are, like, what era of the True Faith.
How long ago would it have been, Todd? Like what?
I don't know if you want to make me
in?
I don't know if you want me to make a roll or what, because I'm fine to do that.
What's your passive version of the roll?
I mean, if we were to do society would be a 17.
Oh yeah, you would easily know how long ago roughly it would be, within like a couple years.
Okay.
So like 16, 17 AS, like Ghoul Wars.
And for those who are new, that we're currently taking place in when you guys come out, which you don't know this, is in 60 AS. So it's been a couple years since then, for sure. And 57 AS is the most common, which is after the Sundering. So you're talking quite some time before that.
Right.
That sounds totally fine because the
Holy
stars
shit,
are
you guys
aligned.
still here?
Yes, everything is fine. Hello. I am Glenn. Nice to meet you.
No,
Wow.
Wrong character.
New kid killer on the block.
Yeah. Yep, murder.
Yeah. You've been in the house longer than I think you have, sir.
I don't think so. It was just moments. And we were stranded for about a year, but that's probably why I look
Those
as
clothes
terrible
are
as I do.
from the Ghoul Wars, right? Give or take.
Yeah. I mean,
Yeah,
I should get back to my unit.
that happened. So if I'm thinking it's 57.
Yep.
Okay, I'm just asking.
Yep. There's no. You can't see stars. The snow is so heavy, and the clouds are so heavy right now.
Right.
You can't even see the stars.
Ghoul Wars happened 40 years ago.
No, that's, you must be mistaken, kid. I am. We were only gone for about a year and a half at the most. We didn't lose track of time.
There's
I mean,
no time in the house.
Sir, I
Oh.
don't have much love for the True Faith, and this area in general doesn't have much love for the True Faith, but
True.
we should probably go somewhere to try and get you caught up and figure out.
Well, as
what's
long as we
going
were
on.
stuck, we were pretty sure they left us and weren't going to come get us anyway. So, I don't disagree with you there. I have no idea what's going on though. Where are we?
And with that, there is a loud sound of like creaking metal and steel, and wind blows through this plateau that you're on. And the tower, the watchtower next to you, you hear a siren go off, and then the sound of crunching and cracking wood. A cable snaps for the gondola that goes out as an airship crashes through the snow, not able to see, and hits the plateau, taking all the snow and the tower with it, along with the gondola, and within mere feet of the group. As you watch it go down and fire, the only thing lighting the sky, it lands at the base of a plateau towards the direction of the small city that you were looking at when you came out of the door. Fire bursts, trees begin to burn as the snow melts, but the gondola that you were supposed to take across is now gone. So, group.
Not again. Not again.
In the distance, you do see the three pines light up and sirens go off. And you can see the light for the different areas kind of spark, and you hear bells go off, is obviously they're signaling the crash. But those buildings, those cities in the distance are easily weeks of travel through the plateaus if you don't know where you're going. You could get across to the nearest area where this thing crashed. It will probably be about a 2-day trek through the snow and plateaus. With a gondola, it would have been just an hour or two.
And I kind of look to everybody and I'm like, well, that was our ride back.
Yes, it was your ride back.
So
Oh.
we've got about a 2-day trek, possibly.
Let us not do what they did down there. As he points down to the airship crash.
The airship crash.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, let me take a look at my gear real quick. Of course, I don't.
A lot of you guys don't have a lot of gear.
I hate to be a burden, but does any of you have any food? We ran out days ago.
Good question.
I don't eat normal food.
I don't eat food at all.
It does not make me feel safe.
That's,
I have some. Not a lot. I can give you one, and then if we're gonna be stuck here for a while, I think we might need to wait until that fire dies down and see what was left in the wreckage.
Okay.
I came in with a ranger and a druid and a gunslinger, and the ranger and the druid, they were the ones who were responsible for helping us keep our foodstuffs topped up when we were out in the wilderness on hunts. So that's not really my forte.
anything you could spare, just to get me something. I'm just so hungry.
Well, you
So
could hand food off. You could also try to hunt on your way. It would just take some more time. I would like to remind you that we are playing The Thing.
Right.
Okay.
That's why, even though Kelly thinks it's a bad idea, Maria's like, maybe we should go investigate the crash. See if we can get
Well, not even that part.
supplies.
What type of food do you have? Just regular rations, I assume?
Yeah, mine's just regular rations.
Oh, I have rations too.
Yeah. Would you like to share some of those rations around?
I can share mine because I don't eat mine.
Okay.
Here you go.
Purposely took mine out of my starting kit
Okay.
because of my situation.
All right.
Thank you. This is great. He'll eat.
Mother, do you have enough food to eat as well?
I've got a little bit, and we might be able to hunt
These kids, man.
later on. But
Do
It's-
Clem and Clara need to
it's-
eat?
No.
Nope.
Fuck.
it's
Damn it.
A body now and then would be nice though.
What do you two look like as the camera is as focuses in on you two as you're talking to them? What do you two look like since you just told the audience, no, you don't need to eat?
I mean, we look like two
Kids.
unassuming kids. Actually, as you kind of pan back over to the two of them, you actually notice that Clem seems like slightly higher than Claret, like taller than he was the last time. But through the firelight, you notice he's actually slightly hovering off the ground a little bit. And with the firelight, it's almost like when you see the flame kind of silhouette around him, it's almost like the flame kind of kisses through his body a little bit as well too.
Fun.
And then every now and then you can see a glint of two longer looking fangs, but they don't really show unless she's hungry.
That's what happens when people transfer from the Darkest House to fucking Pathfinder. So with that,
I mean, they're the most friendly faces I've seen in a while.
Yeah, that's really fucked
Also
up.
fair.
That is not good for anybody if that's the actual truth. As you
They're
do that,
pale. They're both very pale.
right? As you get your food together and start traveling, who's gonna lead the survival? Is anyone assisting someone else? Remember, aiding in Pathfinder isn't like aiding in D&D. You actually have to roll to assist somebody, and it is a DC 20. Well, the rumor is it's changed in the new course. But in Pathfinder 2, you need to roll a 20 in the same skill to assist. So who's doing the survival check to get them there? And you're just guessing from looking. It's like 2 to 3 day travel. Climbing down plateaus, down the frozen ladders in the area, across the landscape. Who's the actual person who would be leading this?
Not me, because that's not what Maria's built for.
Cool.
No.
Who's best at survival then? I guess that would be my question.
Nope.
Can't wait for this.
I have a +0, friends.
I have a 1.
No.
What do you have? A 1?
1.
What do you
Ooh,
have,
looks
Todd?
like it's me,
Oh.
Mr. Surviving in the Wilderness for a while. I have a +5.
Oh, it is you!
Give me your survival check. I guess you're leading the pack. And who ate so I can mark this? Did Maria and Burke both eat? It is Burke, correct?
Yeah, I gave them.
For
You gave it
assist
to him.
would
Mask
Oh,
for
sorry.
assisting
Sorry.
for assisting we would roll the survival check as well too, right, to aid him.
Yes, but you need 20s. Everybody
Right.
could roll. I'm fine with that. All three of you can try to assist.
Mm-hmm.
Remember, Pathfinder 2 has got gradiating pass-fail, though.
Yeah. You see Clem steps forward and looks at your character like directly in the eyes, and he goes, "If you need assistance, I shall help you." And as I do that, you also see his eyes kind of glint for a second. He says, "The stars told me that everything would be just fine, and I'm going to attempt to aid you." Nice. That I just hit a 20.
Hit a what?
I hit a 20.
Oh, you got a 20.
20
Okay,
to
nice.
Nice.
Got a dirty 20.
All right. The red Ethauntia dice are with me tonight. I got an 18 on the die for a 23,
Okay.
but 24 with the help.
Okay. So as you travel through the snow-laden plateaus, climbing down and through the forest that's here with huge pines, once in a while you see goats the size of the children climbing over rocky crags, and some of them have packs on them, but no people around. Is anyone interested in that before we finish the first day into the second?
Seems like no one is here with them. Should we take them?
Oh, we could have pets. Or perhaps you guys could have some food.
That would be helpful.
As we were traveling, I would have introduced myself at least. I wasn't gonna stay a stranger.
Sure. Well, what do you tell? What is your name?
I'm Burke Sievers. I've been with a special project for the True Faith, and we had an accident, and I was stuck for a while. But apparently, the house decided to put me here and now, which I don't understand. But I want you to know that this seems like a dire situation, but I've been in much worse over the last year. At least the snow isn't poisonous here.
I mean, that's a great start.
Other places it's poisonous.
So Anyway, if they have packs, we should probably try to catch them. Who knows what kind of supplies they may have.
That's why I wanted to take a look at the wreckage, see if anything survived.
You're still about 2 days away from
No, but
there.
that's why I mean, like, that's why I wanted to do that. So if we see these creatures with packs,
Sure.
I want to go see.
Yeah,
what
if you
they
would like
have.
to approach one, it's a survival of 10, or if you can handle animal in a different way without them running. They're very calm creatures.
Let's see.
Is it nature?
Is it nature?
It's nature what
me
animal
check.
falls under. Yep.
Okay.
Yep. Okay. I can give it a try.
Up
Are
to you.
you?
Basic rolls.
I have a
As-
+5 to nature, actually.
As they're talking, like trying to, the grown-ups are talking, discussing. Clem like
The
steps
grown-ups.
forward and he holds his hand out, and you just see his mouth start to move.
That's
But
not
then the
disheartening.
creature, he's gonna cast message to the creature and basically say, "Hello, dear friends. Please, we only want to befriend you."
Okay. Are you making a roll, creepy
The
one?
creatures. Creatures are
Yes,
just gonna
I'm-
run. We're gonna be starving. Don't worry about it.
Well, I'm legit just casting message at this thing, so it can hear me just whispering that to it.
Oh, that's it stops. It looks around. It looks at the trees. It looks at the snow falling down, and it's trying to figure out where it's coming from. Apparently, this is the toughest mountain goat of all time. It doesn't give a shit. I rolled a 19 on the die to save against fear. Is this being whispered to from nowhere? And it turns and looks at you with these golden eyes and walks towards the kid. What did you two get on your checks? The other two.
I didn't roll yet because I didn't know that we were having Clem, goat whisperer
Look, I don't
in
make
our
the rules here.
team
Yeah,
here.
not Clem. Adam.
No. That was you.
Clem.
Horses, goats,
Oh, true. I got 17 for
panthers,
nature.
you know.
A 17.
I would like to. Oh, sorry. I was gonna say I was gonna aid. Try to aid.
7. Did you say you got a 17 though, Kelly?
I got 17.
Oh, no problem. You walk up.
Okay.
They're pack animals. They're definitely made to be close to people. They are carrying big round bedrolls on the back. There's 2 of them on this one, 2 on another, and there's a saddlebag on each that seem to have foodstuffs, a medicine kit, and then it also has climbing gear for 3 people
Okay.
between the 2. And if you pull, there's also food to feed them in there. There's rolled up a loaf of some form. It's very hard, like almost like tack, but not quite that bad. And it's just filled of different grains and oats. And it's got some form of flour in it that must be from a different season. And as soon as you pull that out, it looks at it. It's obviously food to keep them healthy. They
Right.
do look a little malnourished. Not severely, but they've been out here for a while.
Okay. I'll break off
Okay.
some food for them. I'll keep a little bit.
There's
just-
a loaf in each one. You're guessing it's probably about a week's worth of food for the 2 of them.
Right, and but I'm keeping like a small chunk so later on I can analyze it and see if I can make some of it.
Oh,
like,
sure.
If we have to. If
Absolutely.
we're stuck out here later.
Yeah, absolutely.
And then 3 climb kits.
So these are actual goats.
Yeah.
Huh.
They seem quite friendly.
Haven't seen regular animals in a long time. This is a good sign.
Haven't either.
She starts patting the goat.
Alright.
So are you 2? Maria's not a parental figure. She turns to the
No, that's
to
why it's hilarious.
Clem and Clara, like, you 2 don't need to eat?
No.
Or, right?
I don't think we do. Yeah.
Mm-mm.
Okay. Are you 2 cold?
No.
No.
Okay.
The goats will stay with you as long as you feed them every day. They will run if something bad happens. You may have to get them
Right.
back, but for now they will go with you. And they are strong enough to carry the kids if they wanted to ride versus walk. But I don't think they're the ones that's going to get tired or have a problem out of the beautiful of you. So
So now that we're now this is where I'm gonna try and do some of my esoteric lore BS. Now that we're out and we've like temporarily solved our food issue.
Sure.
We have some climbing kits.
Yeah.
We have some goats.
Yeah.
So maybe that'll make our trek a little bit easier. Now that Clem and Clara are in Moldavia, I want to see if I can recognize what they are.
Sure. Good luck.
I'd like to use esoteric lore.
Okay.
My experience with the unknown, as well as the tales I've exchanged with other thaumaturges, has taught me about strange phenomena of every kind.
Okay.
I'm trained in esoteric lore, a special lore skill that can be used to recall knowledge regarding haunts, curses, and creatures of any type,
Okay.
but normally can't be used to recall knowledge of other topics. Unlike a normal lore skill, I use my charisma as my modifier on this check.
Okay.
I also gain the dubious knowledge skill feat.
That sounds like bullshit to me, but all right.
Well, it sounds like a little bit of bullshit to me too. I have to learn how to read. I have to relearn.
Learn how to
character.
read? This is the wrong game.
Right. I don't know how to read. So I'm going to roll esoteric lore to see if I recall anything, not necessarily about the darkest house, but like people who have gone through either haunts or ruins or cursed
Haunts,
places
maybe.
or the dark
This
tides.
house has never existed before in your knowledge. I will tell you that.
Right,
So,
I'm not saying the house
but haunts,
necessarily,
maybe, yeah.
but like situations
Yeah,
like this.
yeah, absolutely.
Well, and creatures of any type, and these kids are
good
definitely
luck. Yeah,
creatures
right.
of
No,
some
no,
sort.
right. Yeah. Yeah, we'll see.
I got a 17, which is bad because I rolled a 7.
17. I will give you one of them. Who do you want to know? That's your question. Which one do you want to know?
Yeah, Kelly is more concerned about Clara, but
Sweet. Clara, you can text her what you are.
yeah. Because, like, Clem's floating, and that's okay. Like, that's weird. But then she looked over to Clara and saw the glint of the fangs and was like, oh, no.
Hey, man, elves can have fangs too, right? Don't be fangist.
Well, that's one of the reasons why. That's one of the reasons why Maria said, oh, no, Eric.
I know.
I'll put it in our Monday chat.
Yes.
Okay, perfect.
Let's freaking
Before
go.
we go, can I look around for like a
There's snow and
sweater?
trees.
Well, no, I meant like in the packs for like a poncho or a cloak or
Nothing.
something. Nothing.
Nothing.
So it's just
there
like
a
the food and stuff. There's
blanket?
no.
They're the bedrolls, but they're big. I mean, they're bedrolls for like you two could share a bedroll, which I'm assuming your creepy asses would do anyway.
Okay.
Okay, so you.
Are you getting cold? Are you not immune to
No.
cold? Because we're getting to that soon.
No, I am.
All I need to know if you are or aren't. You don't have to tell the audience. You can keep it secret.
Let's
No,
keep it
I'm
secret.
not-
You can keep it safe.
no.
So first night of travel, you guys get through. My only question to the crew is you think now that you're down on the ground, it's probably only a day through this plateau up to the next plateau. And now that the snow is coming down heavy, but you've gotten closer in this fairly thick forest, that the snow is not hitting here as heavy. It is falling off trees and clumps. Some of you have gotten buried once and dug out during the travel, but between the survival, the new guy has gotten you through pretty safely.
Okay.
When you hit the base of the plateau, do you want to camp or push through the night to get up to where this crash happened?
So.
Like, are we looking
knowing-
for a cave or just like making some checks to survive
Yeah, knowing
another
what
8
I know,
hours?
knowing what I know about Clara, and then extrapolating kind of what I can kind of figure out about Clem with him floating above the ground.
Mhm.
Burke, what race are you?
Human.
Okay,
Human.
so that
It's rare
being
that
the
we see
case,
those nowadays.
No asterisk,
Oh, yeah?
just human.
Just human. just a human boy in a monster world.
I'm not real boy.
I'm a real boy. He's the only real boy. Listen, Burke, don't take this the wrong way, but it's getting dark out. Unless you can see in the dark, I think we should probably try and find some shelter for us to rest for a bit.
That's
Because, like, this is hard
probably
even
the
for me.
best. All right. And we'll get started then. Let's make a little shelter or something.
Is that what we're doing? We're gonna camp, look for a cave.
Look for cave outcropping, something with like good cover, or we like have to make one, I guess.
Unfortunately, your roll wasn't high enough to give you an extra bonus, like to get you a critical success. So I'm gonna need another survival roll to find shelter.
Okay.
Other people allowed to aid if you want, but just remember your critical failures. I need to know.
Kelly, if you want to roll it, I'm better at helping than rolling it myself.
Oh, okay.
For survival, I have nothing. In
survival. Sorry,
survival.
I was thinking it was nature. Sorry,
No,
sorry.
survival.
Yeah. I'll roll it. Natural 20.
Are you serious?
Oh,
You find
the Ethauntia logo.
all right.
baby.
So here's a question to you, in true Frankhouse dilemma fashion. Would you like a hero point?
Did we start with any?
0.
I was actually going to ask, can we use our patches or no?
Oh, yes.
Yes.
Yes, you have a hero point. Would you like a thanking hero point?
Yes, because Burke has had a lot of bad luck lately. He needs all the help he can get.
Hey, I think that's very fair. You do find a cave. You believe it used to be an old mining facility, or maybe a mine of some form. It goes back a ways. There are torches on the wall that, with a little bit of work, you can get them up and going. No lanterns, though, just torches. This is old. And there is a ladder made of a frozen wood. Frost is kind of hanging off of it, that goes up, and you believe this carries you up into the plateau versus having to climb the outside. Here's why you got a hero point. There are also a lot of old packs, and after moving some snow around to decide if you want to camp, you do find a lot of skeletons and dead bodies that are frozen in here. Some look like they died in the warmer months, others look like they died this winter. And they're frozen solid. Do you want to camp here or climb up the plateau for the evening? For the 4 of you.
Well, Burke, when he gets to like the entrance, he kind of does this pause where he looks up and around first. And you'll notice, like, if we enter into any kind of place like that, he will check above his head first.
Someone got their ass beat at some point in time on one of these things. All right.
Yeah. So, do we have a light? I can make one.
There's torches. I just told you there's torches on the wall you can burn. And they'll at least give you heat, too.
Okay.
It's fucking frigid out.
I can also create light as well.
Okay. That's news to me. I'm scared. In general, I'm just scared of the character, to be honest.
If we want to climb, we do have the kit now, right? The new kit.
Everybody has there's 3 kits. The kids would have to share.
Or 1. Yeah.
So what would you all like to do? Camp here or go up the ladder?
It's up to you guys.
So,
Are you
How-
two feeling okay?
how can I do crafting to see like how strong this ladder actually looks?
It's fucking frozen over the
It's frozen?
ice alone would carry you. It's just slippery.
Okay.
Like what warmth, like the last person up the ladder from body warmth will probably have a hard time, you're guessing, like without making a roll, because it probably will get slick.
Okay. I mean, I don't know about the rest of you. I don't necessarily feel comfortable sleeping with a bunch of skeletons. That's not my type of party.
Sure.
Yeah, I don't know if that's an indicator of a predator that's leaving things here or dragging them, or if they've died of other reasons on their own.
There's a lot of weird creatures out here in these mountains. That's why we're here. Well, that's why my group was here. So,
Mm-hmm.
So we should
actually,
climb up.
So then, Eric, because I'm not a native to here, but our group has been here for a while. Like, that's why we went to the Darkest House, was to avenge the death of 2 of our members.
Yeah. You are relatively, you know the area. You know this area, okay.
Right. Can I roll, I don't know, I guess it would probably be society to see if because of the history part. Like, is this something that we were going to look into at some point? Like, our group? It wasn't?
No.
Okay.
No,
So
you were just
roll.
hunting down the lost friend, and you ended up in the house.
Right.
And you never found that person before you exited the house.
Right. Okay. Then, yeah, so it's a frozen ladder.
Mm-hmm.
How tall is the ladder? How
You
far
can't
does it
see
go?
the top.
Can't see it? Okay.
It's
So
up into the plateau.
So we didn't discuss this. I don't think we discussed this on stream, and if we did, it's been almost a year. What happens if we make up
Superstitions?
superstitions?
If you make up a superstition, you get a hero point.
Okay.
Some of them
So-
will become permanent. Some of them are just for the episode.
Right.
Permanent is if I also use it.
So then I think already coming out of the closet with some secret exposition stuff. I think what I'm going to do as Maria is I'm going to take out like a dagger or something,
Sure.
and I'm going to inscribe some Sylvan runes
Okay.
from where I'm from,
Okay.
basically asking the cold winter night to support to keep this ice solid.
Okay. So that will give you an action point.
Um
So the superstition is Elven runes on frozen things so it doesn't crack.
Elven runes from the Winter Court.
All right.
If you inscribe them, there's a better chance that it won't crack.
So you're basically praying to the Winter Princess.
Yes.
Okay.
So I'm definitely trying to body
Her
block it from Burke
anger
because he's wearing
to Wayne. All right. That's a hero point for you. I'm writing your name next to it, which is also important.
Okay.
And one.
It feels right in this instance.
Yeah, you
for
get a hero
Maria.
point. That's fine. Who are
That's
you
not
camping down here though? Was my question, or are you guys going up?
No, I was doing that so we could climb up the ladder.
So you are climbing. You're not
'Cause
resting for the night.
Like Burke and I both are like, no, this seems really sketch. And even though I have suspicions about the kids,
I would too.
I don't necessarily want them hanging out with these undead buds. So
Okay, if that's the case, who's first, who's last? That's all I care about.
I can go last.
Okay, you're gonna
Since
go
I'm-
last.
I
Who's
feel
going
like
first?
because I'm the one who inscribed it.
Sure.
I want to make sure
Trust
that
in it.
everyone
Yeah,
else
yeah,
gets
yeah.
up and trust in it. Yeah.
You want
Well,
us to
then-
go first?
Oh god.
No. I should go because Burke sees them as children, so he's like, this is a bad place for kids. So that's very brave of you, but I'll go.
So you're gonna go?
That's right. He
All
didn't
right.
see the kids in the darkest
If you're
house.
climbing up, you're the first up. You don't have to roll.
No. All right.
Who's second and third?
One of us.
Yes.
Doesn't matter. Just
I'll go.
so you two
I'll
are
go
going up
second.
together. I need athletics checks from you. It is a very easy roll.
Clem looks up and he goes, "Yes. Again, the stars said that everything would be just fine."
16 for Clara.
16 for Clara. You're good. What'd you get for Clem?
I got a 15 for Clem.
Both of you climb up. You watch them from the bottom as the camera kind of pans back down, slides down the ladder to Maria getting ready to go up. Maria, behind you, you swear you hear crunching footfalls of snow. The goats are down in here with you. They can't climb the ladder. So they're just like sitting down here now in the cave. But you hear the crunching footfalls of snow. How far of a distance are you going to give between the three of you and yourself? Three of them and yourself. How big of a distance?
I'm gonna. How tall is this ladder again?
You can't see the top.
I can't see the top.
Nope. That means it's further than the light.
Right.
And snow's not falling down the hole, which means that it's probably covered up there. There's no pile of snow at the bottom either. You know what I mean?
Yeah. So even
even
with low light,
Yep. Can't see.
I can't see. Okay.
Are we
then,
still climbing?
Yes.
Or okay. All right.
Then I would wait
Hundreds.
until who is the third person to go up? Was that
Clem.
Clem? Then I will wait until Clem is like just out of my field of vision, and then I would start climbing. Because then that way, if anything happens and it breaks, I'm closer to the ground and I'm not taking him with me.
So
Hopefully.
with that, in the cave, you hear the sound of footfalls, and at first it just sounds like a humanoid set of feet. And
Okay.
then you hear the second set of feet as something moves into the cave.
Okay.
Do you wait?
Yeah, because these goats might be our only way of getting out of here.
As you wait, you see a large, snow-covered quadruped creature walk into the cave. This thing is probably twice the size of a human.
Okay.
Some form of a bear is your guess.
Okay.
The snow is on a black fur. It's missing its left eye. And the maw on this side is all peeled away, and you can see the teeth like it's had a bad wound from something. The fur from its left paw is stripped away. There's skin that has grown back, but it's obviously pulled its hand out of their paw, out of the trap at some point. And it starts sniffing the ground, moving towards the back of the cave. It's roughly 60 foot, but you're knowledgeable enough to know that it can close that gap quickly if it gets the smell of you.
Okay.
I would like to remind everybody that the timer's at 15 minutes. I haven't said what the clock does, but it does something. It starts in an hour. We're at 15 minutes.
These reagents.
You're climbing up the ladder though, and this thing is hundreds of feet tall. Still climbing when this happened. She waited till you were out of her view to go. I can say that right now, like time-wise, I would say that Burke is probably about 100 foot up. This is almost like climbing one of those poles to change the light bulbs at the top in real life, where no one wants that fucking job for the airplanes not to hit them. That's this. The clock did not start earlier. The clock started at 1 hour, and it started as soon as the first player was on screen.
Yep.
I'm 100% sure on that because I had to manually do it.
It's coming towards us, or it's sniffing around.
It's sniffing around, coming down the cave towards you, and it's a dead end. Yeah, I got mine too. I got my Jason.
And it's sniffing.
Yep.
I'm going to.
Or you just climb.
I'm gonna. I hate to leave these goats.
They're fucking goats.
I know, and maybe it'll be like, oh, it's goats. I don't give a fuck. Like,
possibly.
Maybe. So okay. So as I'm climbing, like before I climb, I know it's coming towards me. I might not be able to do it. These bones, are they all like humanoid? Or are there animal bones here too?
You guys did not take time to differentiate them all, but you definitely saw human bones more than anything else.
Okay, so then I'm going to hope on a wing and a prayer in Moldavia, send another prayer under my breath to the Winter Court, or supplication to the Winter Court as I start climbing up.
Yeah, sure. Give me your athletics check.
Okay.
Oh, someone added some more time.
I'm glad I did that superstition, because I'm going to be using that hero point right away, because I got a 2.
All right, so with that said, you're using the hero point involving that superstition on the superstition. That means that the superstition is not, you don't know if it's true, if it works. The first rung starts to crack as you're about one body length up.
Well,
would you like a second hero point to make this a real superstition? Which means it lasts the season.
Yes, and this is why. Because my hero point, when I spent it, I got a 14 on the die for an athletics of 22.
As you make a little prayer, one of the glyphs next to your head, you swear you saw a finger trace it, like a ghostial finger trace it. As it cracks, it does not give way as you continue climbing up. I will now star this. This is a permanent superstition, which we'll get into during campaign 2.
Okay.
As you finish climbing up, all of you climb for, and I'm not joking, about an hour. Climbing up this thing to get to the top. If it wasn't a ladder, climbing this would easily be a day climb where you are like resting like a true rock climber.
Okay. Right.
Whoops, wrong one. Whoop, this is what I wanted. As you get towards the top, Burke, you're at the very top of this. There is a latch on the inside and a wooden door that's just frozen over. And everyone's slowly starting to come up behind you. There is no resting points anywhere on this.
So there's no ledge where we could all gather. It's just a door. That's
It is
frozen.
a ladder up to unlock it and like
up
open
above.
it up. Yep.
Okay. And it's frozen. I can't. I'll try to open it. Is there?
You
does
can
it
give me an
budge at all?
athletics check if you want. It's going to be very difficult though. And no one can
What if it
assist you because
wasn't-
nobody else can get up there. Unless they have a way to climb on the wall and like assist you, none of the other ones are going to give you a hand.
No, I can't do that.
What if it wasn't frozen? Would that help?
I will lower the DC by 5.
Yo,
All right.
let's do it.
I'm gonna say, how close
Fireball.
below me are the children?
Fireball!
You can tell them to pause however far back you want. That's up to you.
Stay back. I'm gonna try to melt some of this ice on this. What is it?
Trap
door.
door.
Trap door. Trap.
Mm-hmm. Hatch.
And close my eyes, and suddenly these little bits of almost like clockwork, like little gears and hands and numerals kind of start winking into existence around me out for a few feet. And then they start to glow like they're heating up from the inside.
Oh, okay.
And I create a little bit of flame in my hand, and I start just doing like a warming the entire door. Yeah.
Can you just sustain that spell? Is it something that you could use technically as like an exploration? You could just keep it up as a light
Yes.
cantrip. Okay. So as you
And
start
it's
melting this,
actual
and
fire. It's got heat and everything. So
water
that's
is
why I'm trying
dripping down. At the back, as the camera follows the droplets going down, Maria, you hear rungs of the ladder begin to crack a little bit as something else is climbing up. Can't see it in the distance though. Now, if you dropped a torch or a light, you might be able to see what it is, but at this distance, it is too dark. As he is taking it's gonna take a couple minutes to melt this now. The ice. This shit's like chiseling your car in -30 in Wisconsin. Like, it takes some time to get into your car.
We're all kind of relearning PF2 rules.
Yeah,
Can I
why not?
I've got the alchemist dedication. So I have 4, I believe it's 4 quick reagents that I can, or infused reagents that I can use.
Yeah, until Core
Can I-
Book 2 comes out. Absolutely.
Right. Can I use one of those to basically like kit bash a sunrod real quick and like shove it in my armor? So I can see?
I'll say you could make something that glows for the scene, but will burn out.
Yeah, that's fine. But that's what I want to do. So like I hear this, I look up, I see light up there, and like it's already following us. I feel like we've already been kind of got. So I don't yell, but I'm like, there's something climbing up behind us. Hurry it up if you can. I'll try and stall it, and then I mess around like one-handed alchemy. That's probably why it burns out. Is like I'm doing
Yep.
one-handed alchemy while
Are
I'm
you
hanging on
dropping
here.
it to see it or wearing it?
I'm wearing it.
Okay. Well, you got some light.
And then I unfurl my whip and I
You're waiting.
get ready. I'm
Okay.
waiting.
You're waiting. As you're trying to melt this as quick as you can, instead of making an athletics check, can I get a spellcraft from you? See how
you want
efficient
me
you
to-
are?
You roll my attack modifier, my spell attack
All
modifier.
right, sorry.
Is that what you mean?
No, I want a skill check.
Skill check.
You're arcane casting, right?
Nature.
Nature? Give me a nature check then. This is controlling the spell to see how like well you can manipulate it to melt this stuff quicker. Maria's already way more heroic than I expected. Look, you can't have, if you aren't, I'm taking that whip from you.
No, I know.
22, one shy of an MJ.
22. You melt it quick enough, the crack is happening, but you melt enough when you open it, water kind of pours down. It's not too bad for you, but everybody else needs an athletic check as the water pours down the ladder, making it slick to climb out.
Athletic check.
Okay.
You get out fine as you pull yourself out. You've kind of melted the snow in the area. It's about 2 foot deep here. In the distance, you can see the wreckage. You're maybe 100 to 200 foot from it.
Oh, that sucks.
What about the rest of them? Clem and Clara, how did you do? A 5.
You got a
Yeah.
5?
A 5 is very bad. Would
Yeah.
you like to lean in to Kelly's character's superstition and get a hero point?
Sure. How would I lean in?
Nothing. You just do you believe also in the superstition? Did she share it with you all that she prayed to the Winter Witch of the
That's fine, because
Winter
I
Court?
am winter-touched human, so I do believe in the Winter Witch.
Ooh. So
That
with that,
works.
you can have a hero point. I'm also going to mark that you leaned into the superstition.
Okay.
How
So
did-
may I use
Reroll
that
again.
now?
You can reroll.
Okay.
Spend it right away. How did Clem do?
Clem got a 17.
Clem apparently is the only person who knows how to roll dice tonight. I guess.
Well, now one thing, because I just used everything, one thing that was really cool, I took the skill astrology.
Oh.
So that's why he was looking up at the...
I figured you were just staring a
stars.
stare. Does it give you
That-
anything?
So what you can do is essentially 3 times a day, you can use it for a skill check. You roll a d8. If you get a specific number, you can get a +2 to like whatever skill you're doing.
You made your own
if you
stream
roll
loot cards? The fuck is this shit?
Astrology is what kind of feat was that? It's an ancestry feat.
It's pretty cool. Clara, did you save yourself with believing in the Winter Witch?
14?
Yeah, it's enough.
Cool.
What about our whip-wielding hero down below?
Let me roll to see.
Get ready, like put a loop in it, and kind of bring the rope down so that if she gets close enough
Make a
and she
save.
needs it, I can help her
Okay.
with the rope. Yeah.
Maybe not, though. What did she get?
I got 25.
All right. As you climb up, you hear the
Okay.
cracking, and you all get up top and, in the snowed melt area. It's rock below. It's not even grass in this section. Do you close the hatch?
I think we would close the hatch, right? I'm gonna close the hatch.
All right.
Oh,
You
we
reach-
all made it up. Oh,
You reach
yeah.
back and close the hatch. On top of the hatch, there are fingernails embedded in it from people who tried to open it. And surrounding you, there are dead bodies from the wreckage. I need everyone to give me a will saving throw for fear.
Oh no.
Oh,
Hold on,
boy.
I think I have a fear thing.
Of course you do, you creepy little shit.
A thing for fear?
A will save.
Will save, yeah. Hey, we get to have 3 saves back in Pathfinder 2. That
Yes,
makes me very
baby.
happy. I hate having all the stat saves. It drives me nuts.
I thought I had a fear thing.
I got a dirty 20.
Okay, dirty 20. All right, all right. What about Clem?
25.
Okay.
Dude, this has nothing on the
Clara?
darkest house.
Clara?
I'll roll. I thought I had something with fear. What am
Yeah,
I
you're
adding?
scary.
Oh,
That's
your
what
will
you have
save.
with fear.
So scroll over to defense.
Defense
Yep.
Huh?
Plus your will.
plus my will.
Yep.
So that is an 18.
Did you
18?
see Eric?
Okay. I
Oh,
hear you.
sorry. I was
No,
like,
you're
why
good.
did everyone
And
froze?
what did
Did I-
what did I just about said Clive? What did Burke get?
Michael Jordan.
You
24.
Damn it. As all of you look around, bodies of the crew who had tried to get here, they are torn apart. Fingernails are literally the whole top of this thing as people tried to get in and did not. As you slam it shut and look around, there's light from the fire of the ship still burning, but it's dying down. The snow is kind of melted in the area. As you get it shut, there's a thump
On the underside?
on the other side of it.
Ooh. For a split second, I was regretting closing it. Now I'm not so sure. That was a bad idea.
It does not have a lock on this side. The lock is on the other side. What would the group like to do with 2 minutes left on the clock?
If there's
What was that?
is there anything that we can pull over?
Not unless you run to the ship, which is a couple 100 foot from here.
Okay, so then
There are dead bodies.
Are there any things on there that we could put like a tool through or something that would like lodge it
Just
in
a
place?
handle,
Nothing.
but it lifts open, so you would have to like tie it and like tighten it down or something maybe, but you couldn't like bar it because it opens up, not down. You know what I'm saying? Like if you swing it up and you put a bar
Right.
through it, I guess if you sat on both sides of the rod, you put through it, which is an option. There is a handle, and that's about it. A metal, or sorry, no, a thick wood handle, a 1x1 thick wood handle. What's the group want to do? Tick tock.
So there was a thump on the other side of that door.
Yeah, after you shut it, you looked around, saw what was going on. Everyone made their save, and there's a thump on the bottom as you guys shut it, and it kind of lifts a little bit.
Oh boy.
I think I will take a piton from the climbing kit
Okay, sure.
and hammer it in a way that would help hold it shut.
Hey, we
Like
can
on
do
an
that.
angle? Is that possible?
We're going to put a victory point condition for shutting this thing.
Do we have a hammer?
In the climate kits, there's always hammers.
Okay.
So if you would like to try to do that, can I get an athletics roll from you? Or craft. If you were good at craft, I would allow.
Oh, actually.
And who's holding the door shut? Are all three of you holding the door shut while he's trying to hammer this thing shut? Or do you have
I
other
can
plans?
Help.
I can
I'll float over it. It's like
Okay, that's awesome. That's the best way to hold it
The
down.
perfect child
I'll
way
help.
to help.
I'll hold it down.
Run.
I'll
Start
try to
just
hold it down.
screaming, run.
String.
Is that considered aid or is that just them holding
Nope. This is all victory point conditions, so I need to know everybody's rolls.
it? Okay.
Okay, so
Then I got a crafting roll check. That was 18.
Okay, so that's one success towards locking this thing shut. What
do
about
I
the other
roll
ones as you're
athletics?
stepping on it? Yes,
Athletics?
athletics, or unless you have something
Athletics?
else you think would work. I will take other options. I'm not going to tell you how to do it. I'm just giving you the
Again-
most viable.
Yo, I got a 26.
That's
Hell
two
yeah.
successes.
Again, I'm trying to help, but I'm floating over top of it, not putting any weight on it.
Cool. None from you.
I rolled a 6.
Clara? Oh, you rolled a 6. That is a critical failure. That takes one away.
I rolled an 18
Okay, that's one.
for athletics.
At 3, you hold it. The hand of somebody comes out as it pops it up as he's trying to nail it shut. He gets the back part of it, but doesn't get the whole door down as a person's hand comes out missing fingernails.
And
Next round. What do you want to do? You cannot use the same action.
I'm gonna touch the hand and cast Chill Touch.
All right. Give me, you have to roll to hit. If you can successfully hit it, pretty easy DC or AC, I'll let that count as a point. 100% fine. What about everybody else?
I'm gonna wait until after we resolve this.
16.
Okay, that hits. That's a point. You don't have to roll damage. It just gives you a victory point towards it.
Does the hand like snap back at all or anything?
It's frozen and cold, but it does not snap back yet.
Okay.
Close. I mean, it's like clawing to pull itself out and like open the door with its arm and shoulder. It's definitely human looking.
You said that this is the wreck, right? So there's bits of metal and everything around.
Yeah, but
us?
100 foot, I'll say 100 foot away is the full ship. But there's debris around, but you'd have to run away from this area, at least to move. Use one action to move, one action to search, one action back. if you wanted to go float around and look through shit. Oh yeah, the clock is gone. Yeah, it's at 0.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It'll get reset again and started.
I mean, I know I'm not going to be helpful with that, like putting weight on it. So yeah, I want to just go. I'll move out just a little bit and see if I can find any scrap metal.
So while he does that, I'm going to use. I only have 3 quick infused reagents. I'm going to use the second one to make a lesser Tanglefoot bag and shove it in the door.
Tanglefoot bag. Okay.
To gum up the door while the hand is stuck in there.
Okay. Give me. I think Tanglefoot bags are a save on my end, right?
It's a DC 17.
I am successful, so no points towards it, but it may count
tried.
towards everything. So, what about Burke? This thing is still trying to get out. And Clem's running, so perception if you're going to go look for something, Clem.
No, Clem is floating.
Oh, you're
He's hovering
floating.
across the
Sorry,
ground.
floating over
He's
the
hovering
snow.
slightly across the ground.
Making foot trails through the snow. Writing your name as you go there, you creepy little shit.
Weird. Hey, kid, don't run off.
wanna do?
So this thing's crawling. And I can't do the exact same thing I just did, right? So what I'll do instead is I will. What the hell is this? And I will bring my hand up, and all the little like glowing gears and clock hands and numbers, they all kind of congeal around my hand, and they turn like it turns into like a gauntlet with like little spikes on it. I will wham smash down on the hand.
All right,
try
give
to
me an
get it
attack
out
roll.
of here.
If you're successful, there's a good chance you get the hand back in.
Ooh, 29.
You hit it.
Ooh.
That's a crit. You get 2. You hit it. The hand pulls back. It splits the bone, and the fingers flay out, and tendrils crawl out of it and attempt to grapple you on the way down.
Ugh.
I got a AC of 16. Do I hit you?
No.
It misses you as these things flail and wind around and try to grab and pull you down with it.
Oh, no, thank you.
With that,
Oh, that sucks.
30 minutes goes back on the clock. As you shut this thing and seal it shut, you hear a pound on it for a few moments, but eventually it goes quiet. I will restart the clock at 30 minutes. What would the group like to do? You can see the burning ship. This definitely cut a lot of time off. There's a small lift in the distance past the ship that it didn't hit that takes you up to the small city that is up there. Maybe even a village. You don't know at this distance. We scavenging or
kinda-
running?
But I did go searching for just some bits of metal.
Yeah, sure. What did you get in your perception check?
Let me do that for you.
So that's not common these days around here, is it? That
No, not that thing specifically. No.
Not
That's
that
good.
thing. There's other shit.
least.
Not that thing. There's a lot of shit around here. That's not the shit we deal with, though.
I
I thought the
mean,
ghouls were bad.
for Maria, that's pretty fair though. For this area, yeah.
Nope. Not giving you an hour star, Drew. 30 minutes.
It's a 14, Frankhouse.
What are you looking for? That's what.
It's like,
We'll give you a second here. What are you looking
Yeah.
for?
He is legit just looking for like any just bits of like sharp metal that he can get his hands on.
I will say
Thank
you
you.
find a steel piece of the rail that is impaled through someone's throat.
Hmm. I want to just go over. I want to grab onto it and I want to try to pull it out.
When you grab, the hand comes out of the snow and grabs it, and the person is breathing.
Clem looks back. It looks like he's trying to breathe, but he has metal through his throat.
That's not good for anybody. Is the
Okay.
party making their way over there? What would they like to do?
I cannot believe I'm doing this. I look to Clara and I say, you might want to go help Clem.
Okay.
And I kind of, in a very motherly tone of like, maybe you should eat something. But it's, instead of you should eat something, I'm like, maybe you should go help your brother.
Okay. And so I'll head over to Clem.
And then I'm going to ask Burke to help me secure this door.
The door is secure. That you made your victory point condition between
I'm
the 5.
going to ask him to help me make sure this is secure.
Oh,
so
got
that-
you. Got you. Got you. Cool. Cool.
Am I gonna be like this game's equivalent of the clueless paladin who just doesn't know all the shenanigans are going around?
At least temporarily, yes. Sorry. I mean, we can roll off. I can do a deception if you
No,
want to
that's
do
all
okay.
So I'm going to share this person to... Who are the 2 people who go over there? Just Clem?
Kids.
The 2 of us. The
No, me
kids.
too.
She's on her
Clara.
way.
All right.
I put it in our war room chat, Diana.
So when you get over there, there is once you get close, you can see it's a female. She has got shimmering skin under the light from the fire. I'm gonna put her in chat. You can see her in your handout section. She goes, Alexandria, my name is Alex.
I keep getting booted out of the game.
ship. I'm the pilot of the ship.
You are the pilot of the ship.
Yes.
Are you dying?
What does it look like? And she like blood pours out, and when it hits the ground, it immediately starts to freeze.
It's okay. I'll make you go to sleep.
And
But
she bites into her neck.
Marie knows how to take care of kids.
but while when she says that too,
Child.
I want to look at her directly in the eyes, and you see his mouth start to whisper, and she just hears, "It's okay. You're going to be just fine."
You're patting her. She's like draining her. Do you drain her dry?
I don't think I can turn her into what
No,
I
you don't have that
am.
ability. No,
Right,
but she doesn't have a
so
lot of
I
hit
will-
points left.
Right, so I will drain her dry to put her out of her misery.
Instead of healing her, we're just gonna kill her.
She said she's
She looked like she was
That's cool.
dying.
No, I'm with it. You drain her. It fades. You can pull the
how
metal
many
bar
hit
out.
points do I get?
How much do you heal? It should be in your rules for draining people.
I get temporary hit points.
many?
Target's level lasts for 10 minutes.
How many?
Target's level.
Oh, target's level
like-
4.
Okay.
4. As you drain her, are you also going to relieve her of her belongings before they freeze to her?
Yeah, we'll pick up the belongings.
Okay, so she has a small hip pack that goes halfway down her leg that's got a revolver in it. I don't know if that's something we don't have children having, but guess what?
No, I was mom.
She has a left-hand shoulder pack, and there's strings off of it. In the distance, you can see her parachute. She's laying on the rail that blew off the ship when she came down. Like, she fell onto this thing, and it impaled through the back through. So you'd have to pull her off or cut it through or break the pole, but you can get her off of it with a little bit of work. And she has 2 rings on.
Is she wearing a cloak?
She is. She's wearing winter clothes, but she is an
Right, I
adult.
I'll still take the cloak.
Okay, so you take
I'm
the
gonna
cloak.
try and bundle it
You
up
ever
on me.
watch weddings where you go, how have they not fallen yet, and how many people carry that cloak? That's what it's going to look like if you're wearing this thing.
It's good for now until we figure
I
something
mean, I guess you
out.
can fold it up and like pin it here.
Yeah,
Wow,
I'm gonna figure
okay.
something.
Let snow
Kelly,
really pack up in it. That sounds like a great plan. So as you start
Kelly, I'm
doing that,
impressed. we have graduated from making orphans and turning them into Batman to just making them practically bats right out of the package.
Right out of the package.
Pretty
Right out of the
cool.
package, and this Batman's
It's a
out of the
talent.
gate.
It's one of my talents.
Uh,
I've been working on it. I've been workshopping it.
As,
That's pretty
so
good.
as Alex, who was going to be important, is no longer important. As you gather her belongings, there's also the 2 rings. Her backpack, if you open it up, there is a compass, a pair of binoculars, because remember, this is like 1800s rough time frame.
So we were saying all this.
Yep,
Okay.
1800s. So then there is 10 rounds.
We got props! What was the last
Yeah.
one?
Props.
Wow.
Compass and binoculars.
What was the
perfect.
last one?
Okay, what else we got, Frank?
10 rounds for the gun.
10 rounds for the gun.
Rounds?
What kind of gun? You said a revolver?
Yeah, it's a revolver, 6-shot revolver.
Perfect.
Oh, wait, it's in my drawer in the closet.
What have I done?
Not real! It's not real!
Oh, I was gonna say, terms of service. Look out.
And then there is a sealed tankard inside of it as well. It's got a lid on top of it.
Oh, we don't have that, but
Well, it's a metal tankard, so if you have a metal glass
don't have
in the house. Kelly's
Sealed
like, hold
tankard.
on. We all have them around here.
No, we don't have a sealed tankard.
She does have some money on her as well. She has together 18 pieces of gold thin papery metal inside of a small leather wallet. On the front of the leather wallet, it has a hand with a gust of wind and an airship at the bottom of it. For those who are local, you know those are gales. Those are gold basically in this game. And that she probably was like someone who was part of the Hand of Air, which is the air.
You said it was a book?
No, it wasn't.
No,
a
a
wallet.
little leather bifold wallet.
A little wallet with
wallet.
18 gales.
1800s bifold.
Too big.
Because the metal in this game, or the gold in this game, are thin, pounded pieces of metal.
Revolver. Got it.
Fake revolver.
It's fake, yeah.
Yeah.
It's fake.
It's a
It's
fake
fake.
revolver.
Yeah, it's got. Yeah.
Where did
We
you
have
guys
a
get
fake
that at?
Tank.
Never mind. Doesn't matter.
Doesn't matter.
Okay. Yeah.
Are you gonna head back to the party? And what? And before you do, I have to find out what are the other 2 doing. Like, you can stay here and help me. What is Maria and Burke doing when she's like, no, you can help me seal this door.
No, so I'm like, help me seal this door because what was following me, and I explain, like, this is like me explaining, like,
was
I
a
was
bear.
with the goats. It looked like a bear. Then something started following me up. I did not see any humanoids when I was down there, so the fact that the humanoid fingers came through shocked the hell out of me.
Mm-hmm.
And then the tentacle thing, like you said, is that a normal thing here? That is not a normal thing. I have not seen that in my time here. Not that I'm like a permanent resident. That is definitely new.
Correct.
So that's like me like giving him the download. That's why I'm like, so I want to try and seal this because I don't know if that was like the bear thing and it turned into something else, or
Does
if
anyone
we
here have
to
any
worry about
specialty lores that I should know about?
I have.
Technically, I can be rolling esoteric lore for anything.
If you'd like to make esoteric lore for this, you can.
I
Okay.
have Dreamlands
very difficult.
lore.
Yeah. We have Dreamlands.
If it's about a creature, I get my full bonus. If it's just like a general lore check, then I
It's
just
about a
take
creature.
it. It's on a creature? Okay.
It is. No, it is. It's about a creature.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. So then I get the full. I got 28.
You have heard of aberrations that can hide inside of people. And you do know that New Bolivar was attacked by a race known as Akata before. They were tentacled creatures. You do know within the tides, which is not very common out here in Moldavia, but there have been creatures that are like parasites that leech into people and take them over. That is true. But none of that fits this. This seems like it's either an aberration itself, or maybe it is something that has been crafted.
Okay.
Without
so
seeing
I-
more of the body, it'd be very difficult to know more. Because all you saw
Right.
was a fucking arm, and the only clue you have is fucking weird, thin, almost like small rope-like skin tendrils came out.
Well, I mean, I got an 18 on the die. I mean, that's about as good as I can get. So
Okay.
I'm like, the only thing that I can think of is that, and I say like it's either an apparition that takes people over and absorbs them somehow, or can turn into people, or maybe it was something that was like made.
Sure.
There's,
Oh.
it's technology. I think has definitely advanced since you've been out in public, for both good and ill. So there's definitely a possibility that something like someone made this and it escaped.
And you said we're in Moldavia?
Yes.
There's a possibility that something leaked out from where I was trapped and got in here, got to here. And it may have been altered drastically from what it used to be. But that's just a theory.
I mean, when we were in the house, we dealt with the mother and the father. And they had...
Yeah.
There's...
He has no idea what that is.
And there was some woman from, like... She said she was from a place called New York?
Also wouldn't
And
know what the
she-
fuck that is.
Right. Well, neither does
Heard of
Maria. She's like, I mean, if it came from the house, then I have no idea what we're going to do. And then I explained, like, there was this one, she said she was from a place called New York. She had like this really advanced clockwork piece. It didn't even need winding. Then there was a goblin with a lot of 20-sided dice. Like it just that whole house was, and then the twins.
You're
and
like,
I'm
I'll
looking
take
over
this over that shit.
right, and then I look at the twins, and as I look, I'm looking to like make sure that Clara has cleaned up after her meal.
Well, they're kind of. I'm assuming you're like they're 30 foot away.
Right.
I'm assuming Clem's blocking her feeding. That's my guess. So you don't really know exactly what she's doing, but they did yell that she's dying. Oh, she's dead. And they make their way back over with a metal pipe.
And a whole bunch of other stuff.
You know, in bags, 2 bags. Who's carrying the revolver? Did you strap it on? Is it like on your waist, the revolver? Like she was wearing it?
I would just have it like in the belt.
And the kid's got a gun.
Yeah, but we literally hand, like, I would hand everything to them.
Okay.
She unfortunately did not make it, but she said she was the captain of the ship that crashed.
This is true.
Okay.
Here,
Is there anyone else around?
Not that we saw yet, but here is this, and I'll hold up the gun in the holster, like attached to the belt.
Oh, okay. I'm just gonna take that gun. Gun
It's a
safety.
6 shot. There are 6
Yeah.
rounds in it. Do you give her the extra rounds as well?
Yeah, all that
And there's
stuff.
extra rounds as well.
Burke, you have one of these?
No, I can if I need to. I've never seen them like that though. I mean,
Yeah, you
an
probably saw
Eisenheim
single
shotgun.
shots, probably.
Yeah, Eisenheim shotgun was the cutting edge tech of my day.
Yep.
I'll produce the rings as well, and then we'll also hold up the shoulder pack,
Okay.
and I'll say it looked like it was attached to a giant blanket over there.
I am going. So as they're pulling all this stuff out, I know all this is like burning time off the clock. But
Oh, I'm fine with it.
I am going to use my skill feat called Arcane Sense.
Okay.
I can cast first level detect magic at will as an arcane innate spell.
Okay.
So I'm going to cast that and see if any of this stuff is magical.
No,
No?
none of it's magical. All regular. The pistol is really well made. It is masterwork, which is something that we're bringing back into Ethauntia, which we kind of have in the past. It's very well crafted. The bullets are normal. Her rings, she has one of the True Faith, which is the Hand of Air, which you would know. She has another one, though, that has got a symbol on it, but it would take some form of lore for things outside of the True Faith. Lore or skill that makes sense. Religion would also work if someone has it. Occult would work really well.
I have
religion and I have occult.
Occult is the better of the two to make.
I'll let Clara make it first, and if she can't figure it out, then I'll take a look at it.
That's a 13 plus 9.
Okay. Do you want to tell people?
Yeah.
Okay. Then I will give you the short version of it. This is a keeper that they believe to have once belonged to the stars. He is a aberrational monstrosity that corrupts things from the stars. And they believe that the Akata were the first coming of this creature. I will put his name in our alchemy chat so you can all see it. But it is pronounced Golthok. Sorry, Golthok. Should be 2 Ks.
I let out a slow whistle at that.
What was your check? Did you say?
My total?
Yeah.
It was a 13 plus my 9.
So
22.
You get
Thank
one
you.
extra question. What would you like to know?
So this ring was on the captain?
Yes. It is a beaten, almost oil-sheened metal. Almost like obsidian with an oil sheen on it, but metal. It has weird, odd facets to it. It's definitely stone and metal. There is a face on it, and that symbol is underneath the stone. Like it's kind of shaved thin, like you poured epoxy, but it's in the stone. What question would you like to ask? You know, it's a. I guess you would know it's a dead god. That's how I would explain it to you, not being from here.
Would I know if there's more rings like this, or is only one?
You're guessing it's a symbol of a follower, or maybe this person's wearing it because it's worth money, or they found it. But this is something that marks like someone who is part of an organization. And the symbol is a mass, like a circle, with a bunch of other circles on it. And when you look away and look back, it looks like it's in a different angle.
And this ring is not magical.
It's not magical.
Would I know that it aligns to the solar system or the stars?
Not that you know of, but your brother might know that.
Can you look at the ring?
Yes, it looks like a ring. Sure.
Wow.
It looks like a ring. It'd be under, if you have like astrology or something like that, I can give you a little bit more information.
Yeah, because you said you like.
Well, I mean, astrology is just the one ancestry feat that I took, but I did just roll a natural 20.
Oh. Well, what skill are you using though? Do you have a lore or anything like that to go with your?
I was gonna say
feat?
if I did occultism, which would give me 27.
Absolutely. Yes, it does align to the stars. The biggest thing that you believe is that it cannot communicate with the stars right now, and that is why it keeps moving.
The ring keeps moving.
Yeah, the thing inside of it, whatever that symbol is, moves. It's like when you look at something and you move a little bit in a slightly different angle. You know, if it's rotating, it's just off. It's an orb with other smaller orbs on it.
Yes, there is a connection with this to the stars, but unfortunately cannot talk to them. That's why when you look at it and look away, it always seems like it moved a little bit.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe it just has to be in the right direction.
And it is snowing like crazy out still. The only thing that's stopping it is the burning ship is keeping a little bit of the cold away.
Okay.
8 minutes left on the clock, team.
I let out
Great.
a low whistle. Like if she tells us what the keeper is, I'm like, okay, that might explain why she was out here instead of on the mainland.
Would you like to make a occult check yourself with a +2 from the knowledge?
Yeah.
And while this is going on, are you leaving the area you're in and heading towards the village on the top of the plateau? Oh, this music's perfect.
I think as we're discussing this, I don't know. I would prefer to stay. This is dumb. Maria would prefer to stay near the fire to stay warm while we're discussing this, versus like fumbling around in the dark and the cold while trying to discuss this. Yeah. But if everyone else is like, "Yo, let's roll," then she would go. I only got 24.
That's not great.
I mean, that's pretty good for Pathfinder 3rd level.
Are you happy with that?
I mean, I.
You have a patch?
I do, but I rolled a 14 on the die.
Oh. And what would you say your total was?
I got 24.
24. I'm sorry.
Yeah, I got 24. And you're like, that's not very great. And I'm like,
no. That's not what I heard. So you get 2 questions. What would you like to know? It is a keeper. Okay. I'll give you that out of the gate. You know it's a keeper of this world. Not known to have a lot of followers, especially since the keepers have to directly touch you to give you power now.
2 questions. So then,
and we can do these while you're walking or while you're making camp. I just need to know what actions the group's taking. Probably that first, and then think about your questions. Right. Staying here or moving?
Maybe we should move in case
that
thing...
in case that thing comes, gets through the door.
Okay.
We should head towards the
Are you
lift.
sitting around the door still, or are you sitting somewhere else?
No, we've moved. I think after we nailed it down and they came back to us like, hey, this is what we found. I'm like, all right.
Walking by the burning ship to stay warm then?
Yeah.
It's a good size. I will say it's a good size ship. It probably held about 50, 60 people, which you've seen a lot of those bodies throughout.
I guess one of my questions would be, is this keeper worshipped by the drow here?
There's no drow.
Ethauntia? Well, you know what I mean, though.
No, actually, it's usually worshipped by pirates sometimes, like people who live near the tides. But it's actually worshipped by astrologers a lot. Like astrology, science, things like that.
Okay.
They worship it. I'll give you the short version. They believe it's a way off this world.
As we're walking like past the fire and discussing keeping warm, like as we're getting closer, you see that you can actually start seeing the flames through Clem.
Oh boy.
Yeah.
Are there any
transparent?
Sorry. Yes. Yeah, he starts becoming very transparent.
Cool story, bro. Are you so transparent that this is a danger to everybody?
No, just transparency. Like when it was darker, it was like.
Actually, that wasn't a question. I need a will save. I didn't realize that's what you were.
Oh, will save? That is going. Ooh, that's a 13.
You had your bonus? Did you have your bonus?
Yeah, I rolled 5.
Are you happy with that number, Clem?
No, not really.
Do you have a patch or a hero point?
I have neither. So we're gonna have
you
to
can
go
either
with
make
13.
a new superstition.
Okay.
For this area and get a hero point, and it will become something that is for the episode. And if it gets used again or I use it, it becomes permanent. Or I'm willing to offer you a hero point at a cost.
Frankhouse cost.
This is, I will tell you, it has to do with being a spectral, and it has to do with the current storm that is going on, if that helps you with making a superstition.
Oh, jeez. Okay.
Or you can just ride with that roll.
It's gonna take me forever to think of a fun superstition.
Yeah, I'm gonna have a timer on the screen during the campaign season. It's gonna be great. There's a 5-second timer that goes up when people say they're gonna make a superstition.
Oh boy. You know
hey,
what?
Look, there's one on the side of the screen. I'll just stare at that one.
I'll take your deal for a cost.
You take my deal? Okay, that's cool.
Yeah.
You feel as if you are being pulled away from here, and you start to hear voices. No, from this plane. You start hearing voices of other people whispering to you from the crew that just died. As they are screaming, "Captain, land the ship!" And you hear another person scream, "If you don't land it now, we're all gonna die." And then the last one you hear, it's out and on the deck, Captain. And then you hear screams, and you take 8 points of damage from the psychological damage from the screams from your failed save. Everybody watches Clem flicker like a bad TV set for a few seconds, and he comes back into existence.
Clem, are you alright?
I heard screaming.
Would you like to make a
Yeah.
reroll with your hero point, or just keep it?
I'll make a reroll.
All right, go ahead.
Point. That, my friends, is a natural 1.
It's me and you and you and me. As he disappears for the rest of the cast. I need everyone to take their headphones off, and it's just me and Clem.
Oh my gosh. Should I walk into a different room?
Just take your headphones off.
Okay.
Yeah.
Oh my goodness.
Clem, you disappear, and you're amongst all of the dead soldiers, all wearing air guard. They're fighting against this creature that is a moving mass of skin, teeth, and eyes. As it screams, you start seeing eyes and ears pour blood as you're becoming more aligned with the ethereal. As you see the spirits fighting against this thing that is easily 15 foot tall and moves like this undulating mass of skin and sinew. As it bites onto the first person, it pulls them in, and you see its head start to form in the skin on the body of this creature. As it gets to the mast, it wraps those thin tendrils around it and snaps the mast, and the ship starts to careen down. The captain is nowhere to be seen as they've been yelling. Because you, looking from the ground up at this happening, she is floating down in a parachute. She bailed off the ship before any of this happened. As you flicker again, you're on the deck as it comes crashing down. The soldiers are getting eaten and enveloped. When the fire hits, this thing roars, and everyone dies from the scream of this creature.
Oh, okay.
Can I get an occult roll from you?
Absolutely. That is going to be a 19.
You've heard of these things before. These are an aberrational beast known as a gibbering mouther. They say there are legendary versions of these things, these named versions of them. Specifically, this one is known as Gultharok, which is the deity from the stars. Okay, everybody. With that, the clock strikes 0. We go back to the party. Clem flickers back into existence, but about 70 foot from you. Still semi-transparent. What would the group like to do as I start to reset the clock again for 30 minutes?
Clem?
Yes.
Come here.
As Clem just like leans forward and just starts hovering towards everybody.
And Burke, he'll have these little things float around. He'll have dropped away by now after the door was sealed.
Mm-hmm.
And he would turn to Maria and is like, let me guess, that's not normal around these parts either, is it?
No, normally ghosts or souls are bound to reliquaries. But they were residents
what?
of the house. The reliquaries. I mean, we use different ones, but I mean, the True Faith has been championing them for a while.
Okay.
I'm
But
gonna
how
do
come he's not a reliquary? Or whatever.
what does it fall under? I'm gonna roll perception to see if Burke is lying to me about not knowing what reliquaries are.
I mean, I don't even think you need to roll.
Okay.
You're
well,
not
after
lying,
you mentioned
are
like
you?
special projects or whatever, that's why I was
No.
kind of like.
I don't think they would have been
Okay.
around yet because the True Faith wasn't quite intact to that point yet.
Point yet? Okay.
I mean, they were around, but reliquaries came later once they started saving
Later?
everybody.
Okay.
Like, I think it was like 25, I think is when it started.
Okay.
Burke's accident was pre-reliquary.
Free reliquaries.
Mhm.
Well, I think some spirits are strong enough that they don't need one, or they sometimes
Turn evil as fuck.
go a little mad because there's nowhere for them to go. I think maybe in his case, maybe something happened to him in the house because he wasn't like that in the house.
That's true. Clem, you were solid in the house, right? And Clara, you did not have pointy teeth in the house. That's what
Correct.
I thought.
Yeah, I'm like they weren't like this in the house. Like I think something happened to them when they left.
So Storm starts to pick up. Who's got the highest passive perception here?
Mine is a 17.
17?
That's just 10 plus our perception, right?
Yep. Total perception.
15.
Okay.
Not me.
We're both 16.
And we have a light right now, correct? You have the, while that one fades out, you have torches you're carrying, I'm assuming torches with you from downstairs and lit them, right?
Yeah, and I've got
torches. Yeah, sorry.
yeah.
And then there's a fire as well. So from behind the burning ship, you see one of the goats making its way towards you with a person. Walking through the snow. That person's holding a torch. They're not hiding, but you catch them before they're within like good range, giving you the option to do what you want to do. They don't seem to have seen you yet.
And it's one of the goats that we found.
Just a goat. I mean,
It's just
that
a
would be the
goat,
best
okay.
assumption for you as one of yours, but it's too far to tell. They're a shadow with the light, the way it's casting on them.
Okay.
So it's at that time Clem makes it back over to the group.
Yep.
Yep.
Okay.
How far away are they?
I'd say 90 foot in the snow. 2 foot of snow coming down. Visibility is easily cut in half. The fire is helping with that. Otherwise, it'd be worse.
Right. Yeah, I'm like,
I mean, basically, you talking or fleeing or hiding.
Well, as soon as Clem gets back, he looks at them and he goes, I believe I know what took down the ship.
What took down the ship?
Remember that creature you were talking about from the stars?
Oh, yes.
It was that.
fantastic. That's
And the
what we-
captain, it's a good thing that she seemed like she was kind of a coward. She jumped off the ship before everything happened,
Oh,
and she ran away.
glad she passed peacefully.
Yes, peacefully.
I'm going to listen, I don't know if that person is like from the crew or if they're like maybe they're one of the people from the town or city or whatever up in the mountains.
Do you want to hide?
I feel like maybe hiding would be our best bet.
Okay, I mean, there's a lot of snow and debris, so it would be easy to hide here if you all want to try to hide.
Before we hide, is there any of the dead bodies around us?
Yeah, they're everywhere.
So I'm gonna take out my poppet, my doll,
Oh,
and not the best doll, but we take out my poppet, and
that can
I'm
be a
going to
stuffed
cast.
cat. That's totally acceptable.
Maybe it's maybe it's from New York.
Maybe Moxie's character gave it to you.
She left it. Yeah.
I'm gonna place it on top of the body real quick, and then close my eyes and cast Grave Impressions.
What the fuck does
So-
that do?
Its duration is 10 minutes. You project a fragment of your senses into the corpse. While within 500 feet of the corpse, even if it's outside your line of sight, or line of effect. You can see from where the target corpse had eyes using normal visual senses, and you can hear from where the corpse had ears using your normal auditory.
So you like uncover its head so you can see and shit, and then put the poppet on it?
Yeah, so I can put my eyes and my ears in them, and then I can go back into my own body.
Amazing.
Okay, as a group, we're gonna hide.
Yes.
Does anyone have the ability to lead a team or anything like that? Does anyone have any feats or anything to help with that? If not, I need stealth checks all around.
I do not
All right,
have anything like that.
stealth it is.
Stealth.
I could help somebody by like tossing some snow on them or something. Otherwise, I
Yes,
don't have
sir.
anything else besides that.
Right, I won't make any tracks.
17 for me.
Okay.
I won't keep tracks.
Dirty,
I
dirty
got-
20.
I got a natural 20.
Oh!
Thank you, Ethauntia Dice.
Okay, nice, nice.
Kind of an average roll. I get a 17.
Okay. Everybody ducks down behind a piece of the hull of the ship that isn't burning. It is charred. The inside is kind of frozen over already. And it's kind of locked in place. As this person wanders closer, you can see far. And when they get within that 90, they hit the 60. I will give you a picture of the guy. I have tons of images for things in case we encounter stuff or get to anything. But yeah, you never know with y'all. He is a well-bearded man with a slightly curled up stash that is frozen in place right now. Let me share to you all what it looks like. Boop, there you go. And you should see him now, and I will pull it up on the screen for the audience. He is currently walking with a goat that does have a backpack on it. It doesn't have a bedroll, but it definitely is carrying supplies. It looks similar to the goat that you all had. He's got a woolen hat on, and he's got a visor over top made of like metal that's out pretty far with kind of wool around it, but you can see it's torn up. He's got a big walking stick with a gem on the top that is glowing. And once it gets closer, you can see it's electricity moving inside of whatever this orb is. And it casts weird shadows in the area as like things are flying around the inside of it. He's well-dressed, well-to-do. If you are local, you know this guy looks like he's pretty well off. He doesn't notice anyone as he walks by the hall. But the goat stops. He walks a little further. It turns. And it looks whoever first in line is. Who is that? As you're like lined along the hall. Who's the first person it would see? I got a 24 for my perception.
A D4.
Maybe either.
Whoever would be like in
me
front,
or-
like protecting the group would probably make the most sense.
It's probably going to be me with my stealth of 26.
Who's
Doesn't matter.
behind you? Because a 24
Who's-
doesn't see you.
All right. Then I don't know.
One
That's
of
right.
I think
That's
Burke would have
it.
moved to have the kids between him and Maria because he
Yeah.
still sees them as kids, even though
So
he's
it's one of
the
they're not
kids?
Quite the same.
It can be me.
Okay. It sees the kid. It stops. And it hoofs once. And the man stops. He's like, come on. You're going to die out here. And he's speaking in Moldovan. Come on. And he grabs like the short lead on it and pulls.
So this gentleman with the electric,
Mm-hmm.
with basically the walking nightstick or whatever,
Mm-hmm.
or the
It's a staff. It looks like a tall staff
right.
with an orb in the end, but it's not electricity. It's light.
It's light. Okay. Is he wearing winter clothing or? Is
Oh
he
yes,
just chill-
heavily wearing winter clothing.
Okay,
Yes, he is made for the area. Black and gray wools, fur around the top of the coat, boots up past his knees.
Okay.
He is made to walk in this and stay dry.
Okay.
There's nothing left. Let's go. And he tugs again.
Nothing left. I kind of want to see like. Can I do like perception to see if he's like
What's your passive?
picked any? My passive is a 17.
Okay, what are you looking for?
If he's telling the goat there's nothing left, I'm wondering if maybe he's like looting.
He has a backpack on, but
Area?
anybody out here would.
Right. The reason I was checking was to see if there was anything like, you know, how Clem grabbed a whole bunch of like metal shards or whatever.
Nothing that you can see.
Okay. Then I kind of just go like this to the rest of the group and wait to see if they pass or not.
He walks by and he starts heading in the direction to the lift that's on the plateau.
Okay.
He disappears over some mounds of snow and you don't see him again. You do see the light once in a while pop up. You can see the direction he's going.
Okay. Once he leaves, I'm like, he seems like he's a local. He's dressed like a local. If he lives in that town or village or whatever, I mean, maybe it's worth catching up with him, but we can at least try and follow his light to get there. Unless anyone else has any.
We have no place else to go.
We can follow.
You're gonna know better than I would around here.
Are we following?
Okay.
Yeah, go the opposite way, back towards the way you went. Go die in the snow. That's what Star
Right.
Drew's telling you. That's the...
Yeah, go opposite way. Yeah, I see. Yeah, I think we're gonna follow, and then like if we
Are you stalking or are you openly following? Because stalking is slower. Or unless you're just gonna keep a really far distance and just try to follow the light.
There's snow. We could follow like tracks, right? Too. If
Yeah,
we
yeah.
do end
Well,
up
I mean,
losing
it's
the
snowing
light.
fucking hard and blowing, and it's
Yeah,
windy
it's
out.
snowing hard.
It's
I
like
mean,
worst case conditions kind of feel.
like in that case, I feel almost like following at a normal clip would be fine because we're gonna have a hard time seeing anyway.
Same for him.
Yeah.
Sure, if you're comfortable with that. So how far away do you want to roughly be? Like 90 foot? 100?
90 to 120.
Okay. So we'll keep you in that range as you're following.
Yeah, just because, like, and then if he says it's something, we can be like, hey, we're really tired, or we were trying to catch up.
I
and
just
I'll
need one
lie.
survival check to track him while he's going back, because I believe it's still survival for tracking in PF2. Am I not
Yeah.
crazy?
Yeah.
I need one
Survival.
survival check. Whoever wants to make that roll, someone can aid. Just remember, critical fails are bad, because I have a couple meters going in the background. I'm treating thresholds like clocks in Pathfinder.
I will roll for survival. I think I was the one that had.
Sure.
Yeah,
best,
I have a
yeah.
1.
You rolled a natural 1?
No, she's got a +1.
No, she's got a
gotcha. I was like, well, you're fucking
not bad.
doomed now.
Red Ethauntia dice always come through. This is 20.
20? The 20 is good. Easily can follow the tracks between him and the goat walking through. Once in a while, you do see the goat look back, like it hears you or smells something. Over the course of about an hour, you follow him to the plateau edge. There, you can see now that you're close and the snow isn't blowing as hard. There is a small kind of shelter that people probably use to wait for the lift. That he opens a door after like shouldering it a few times, and he even pulls the goat in with him into this shelter. Do you follow, or do you go to the lift, or are you going to climb up the hard way?
How tall is this lift?
Tall.
So, I mean, if the goat is looking at us every once in a while,
Is he
how big
looking
is
at
this
us
shelter?
every now and then?
One at a time. What was that, Kelly?
Sorry.
I said,
No, you're good.
no, sorry. How big is this shelter?
Large. It's a house, possibly 2-story, but half of it's buried in snow.
Okay.
And what did you ask me, Clara?
Is the goat literally looking at us every now and then?
It did once in a while, but after a while, it just follows him because he's holding the lead.
Okay. If it does look at it again, I'd like to do something.
Before they get to the...
No, just if it keeps looking at
Sure.
us.
Yeah, it looks back like 2 or 3 times that you catch.
Okay. On the third one, I'm going to take my jaw out again and shake it violently, and I'm going to do intimidating glare at the goat.
Oh
So
my
it
god!
stops looking at us.
All right, what do I do? Is that a save for me?
Goat's like,
Oh,
nah,
fuck
no.
me.
Now, Now with
Goat's,
your
like, not worth
poppet,
my-
I think you
I think my
get
poppet,
an
yeah.
additional thing when you
Let me
use
look
it
at
to
my
shake.
poppet.
If I have a save, I fucking suck.
She
Well,
rolls
just-
intimidation against your will DC.
Oh, okay. Never mind.
10 plus
You
your
roll.
will.
Give me your intimidation roll.
Display here, demoralize it within 30 feet. Is he about 30 feet?
I mean, if you want to make it within that time, you round a bend and you're too close at one
Oh.
point, absolutely. I'm fine with that.
So basically, she doesn't take the -4 on intimidation check if the target doesn't understand her language.
It does not understand your language.
So you don't take a -4.
Make a roll.
So it's easier for you to scare it.
Yeah, you're a
Make a
frightening
roll.
little shit. We're all on the same page.
Okay, let me figure out what I rolled for intimidating.
No one's
glare.
arguing this.
Intimidation. You roll intimidation.
Oh, yeah,
Yes,
yeah, you're right.
yeah.
Thank you. Skills. Okay. Oh, I rolled a 1.
Well,
Oh boy.
I'll give you a few seconds. I'll give you 10 seconds on the clock. You could decide to make your own superstition for this, or
Goat's just laughing.
you could take the dilemma.
I'll take your dilemma.
All right. You shake your doll and the arm comes off.
Oh, my doll!
Obviously, poorly made in New York.
And
As
there's
it
FAO
falls off-
Schwartz on it.
It is armless and it is broken. You can no longer get any of the advantages from your doll until you repair it. It'll take a craft check in downtime.
Okay.
But you do get a hero point. Would you like to roll again?
Yes, please.
Cool. You're at a
Damage on the
-4
way out
because
of
your
the-
doll is broken.
Damage on the way out of the claw machine.
That's a 2 with a -4.
This thing has just not got the power it once did. You shake it a couple times and it's just not working the way it should. And it stares back at you. Diana, I need a will save from you.
Okay.
That goat don't belong to you.
That is it. Oh, 17 plus 8.
24.
You hear something,
5.
but it's probably the wind.
Okay.
Do you
Clara
continue
starts to
following as a group?
Oh, yeah.
So is there like can we just Burke, no offense, but like can we like cover up your clothes or something? Like I know that the vestments of your faith, but the true faith is not well liked around here.
No, I get it. I am no follower of the faith. I was in the Earth Guard, and we were part of a project, but I'm not an avid follower.
Okay.
You're drafted.
Yeah, I mean, if we
Drafted.
can get,
Okay.
if I could get my hand on some new clothes, I wouldn't mind. It's just what we had.
Right.
Okay.
Okay. I mean, I have clothes, but they're not gonna fit you.
There's plenty of
Unfortunately.
bodies from the wreckage.
Now you're they're gonna be frozen to the bodies though. It'd be a bitch to get it off.
Okay.
Okay, well, you can just say you picked up what you could, I guess. Do we want to risk it? Do we want to go talk to this jet man and see if he'll let us wait with him?
I mean, it's the
In
only
this-
warm place that you can
in this
fucking see unless
shelter?
you want to be in a burning bonfire.
True.
Is the lift already down, or
Can't tell from where you are. Once you're closer to the building,
Gotcha.
you'll be able to. It's a closed lift at the bottom.
Oh, okay.
And up, one side of it is plated, and literally there is snow and ice off of it from the wind. That's how bad the wind is. It's like on a 90 off it.
Okay. Yeah, if that's... I mean, if we want to take that lift might be too frozen for them to have it operate until they get some people out there to fix it. I know.
Maybe.
Well, just because if I'm remembering right, like we have people in our 3
There is.
towers or 3 sisters where they
Yep.
go and they fix them and like
They do.
defrost them or whatever. So
There
we
may
might
be
have
somebody
to
here.
wait.
There might even be an engineer inside.
There might be, or he might have to wait, or he might
Maybe.
be the engineer. I'm not sure. But
Maybe.
we should probably
I mean, it's a
make some
pretty simple
introductions here.
mechanism. I could get it working with enough time.
Okay. So we
Well-
approaching?
Yeah.
Okay.
I guess.
So outside is very dark. You can see the light bouncing around inside of this place as you approach. There are multiple windows. It seems to be a pretty symmetrical building. If you look on the alchemy tab, you can see the nighttime version of this building up. I'll bring it up on screen if you guys decide to go in, but for you, I want you to be able to kind of see around it. The snow covers from that path that is on the left-hand side back. It is up the entire first floor in snow, up to the first floor in snow to the bottom of the second. It is buried. The front has got an overhang that has got that centerpiece shoveled out. And they went through that door. And you see the light bouncing around. I will put him on the map so you know where he's at, and then you can kind of decide how you'd like to do it. I don't know if you're going to knock. Like, what's the plan for the group? Do you want to knock or just walk in?
I think we should at least let him know we're coming in. We don't mean him any harm. I'd be jumpy if I was alone out here.
I mean, in general, this is a very superstitious group. Maria would know that. You also know that if you know the language and you talk, like, they understand survival is paramount over hating somebody.
Yeah.
Until you break a superstition, and they will throw your ass out in the cold.
So knock. Ding dong.
Yes, to be polite.
You
There's
probably
some.
make a new friend.
We might make a new friend. Yes,
It could be helpful.
he could be helpful. He might be one of the citizens here. Like I said, he might be the engineer. I'm not sure. So,
All right.
yeah, we're gonna knock because I'm sure there's some sort of like breaking into people's houses is already frowned upon. I'm sure there's some superstition behind that here in Moldavia.
So
right?
you see a light come on in the window where I have him right now on the map. On the left-hand window, light comes on. He looks like he's walking around lighting things in the house. You knock on the door as a group. He does come back across. You see the light come across. You hear the goat here in Moldavia. He tells it to stay put. And he walks into the main area and he opens what looks like a prison slider, but it's really to keep the cold wind out. And he looks through and you just see his eyes. He has it off. He's well maintained. He's frost burnt. And in Moldavian, he says, "May I ask who you are and why are you here? There should be no one out in these parts unless you are a survivor." And he sees the two kids and immediately opens the door.
Okay.
Thank you.
Children. And then he puts his hand up to stop you. Is Burke standing off to the side, or is he standing in open view?
No, I don't want to be hidden from him because that would seem untrustworthy. I want to just I'll let Maria take the lead because
he definitely puts his hand up.
I don't speak the language.
He goes, "This man, he's not one of the Moldovians. He does not belong here."
He was.
And he harshens up his accent when he sees him.
Do we understand the language?
You sure do.
He's our uncle. Please be nice to him.
And you know what? I'm just gonna let her. We'll see what happens with Clark telling him to be nice.
He waits.
I was going to say, in Moldavian, he was conscripted. This is what I can do. I'm going to lie and say he was a part of the crew, and this is one of some of the only clothes he could find.
Okay, give me deception. This music again is perfect for this. I didn't even plan this. It's like decision music.
I got a dirty 20.
A dirty 20? That's pretty good. He looks around and he says, "Come in, you do not need to freeze." And he says it in common with an accent. He says, "Sir, if you do not mind, the true faith is not allowed in certain rooms of this house."
Oh, I'm so sorry. It's just if I could burn these now, I would. I needed something to keep warm.
If you are to travel these lands, you should burn those. No offense.
Understood. No, I get it.
Well then, come in, get warm. And he starts milling about the house. He says, I will mark the doors you must stay out. He walks around with a piece of white chalk and literally marks doors with a kind of like an X with a circle on the right-hand side for the rooms you're not allowed to be in. Please, den to the left. I will prepare food and bring. Children, are you cold? Do you need clothes?
No, I'm okay.
Well, I will bring... I'll bring up the lights as he starts to light this place. As he lights it up, it is well furnished. There are stuffed beasts and creatures all over the dwelling. The rooms that he marks for you, I will move, Todd, so you can see. He tells you to stay away from the stairs. Do not enter the back dining room. And you are to stay out of this door and back into the kitchen. And he goes back to make food, and the first thing you all see is there's a blood trail on the ground. As he walks back and through. Where is the group going to go? And I will put a marker up for you for places you shouldn't be, just to make it easier. And the area he was talking about is right to the left. Is anyone listening? After seeing the blood on the floor, no perception check required. It is very obvious.
And it's heading back the way he just went?
Yep. Correct.
Does it look old or new?
You would have to go in further. Like, he would be talking to you probably in the grand foyer area here.
Okay. I mean, we can't go up the stairs.
Oh, no. Todd's character can't go up the stairs.
Oh, okay.
True faith is not allowed places. You guys can even go into the kitchen. Just Burke is not allowed.
I don't want to leave Burke by himself, partially because he's a man out of time, I'm assuming, and also partially curiosity might get the better of him. And I want to make sure nothing happens.
And when I walk in, I do again, I check above the door before I step into the room, and then I'll follow you. But yeah, don't worry about me. I have no intentions on pissing off anybody who's nice enough to host us.
Okay.
Yeah, I guess I'm just gonna as I walk around, I just want to take a look at the blood, see if it's fresh or not.
Within the last couple of days.
Okay. Well,
as he closes, the door swings behind him. It's just kind of opens it and shuts. It's not a locked door. Maybe there's a way to lock it in the back, but it's not locked currently.
I come back to the group. I say, listen, I just want to survive long enough to get to the city that's up there so we can try and get back to my guild.
Okay.
I'm not too interested in causing any issues with our host.
No. We never want to cause trouble, as long as we can help it.
This is their home. You should respect it.
Frankhouse, I have a question.
That's what I'm here for.
About my characters. I'm trying to find stuff. If my familiar is broken, does that technically mean I cannot cast spells?
Correct. Fuck. You could sit down and repair it.
Okay. I will sit down and try to repair
Thread
it.
and needle, simple craft check. Take you maybe 20 minutes to fix it. Very short amount of time. If you crit, even shorter. This isn't like a broken permanent thing. It just needs to be fixed to be functioning. And everybody
17.
can craft in Pathfinder, which is nice. What'd you get?
17.
Sew it back up. You feel that everything is flowing in it once again well, and it is functioning. They'll take about, I'll say, 20 minutes to fix it as everyone's kind of chilling in the area. Does anybody else want to do anything kind of during this little moment of time while Clara is stitching together a doll, and I God only want to know what the fucking needle and thread is.
So,
Thank you.
as we're here, like, the twins are out of time, Burke's out of time. I'm gonna see if there's anything, because I don't know what this city is. I'm gonna see if there's like any newspaper articles or anything like that with any information from this area, like any local like city.
No, there's no
News.
papers in this main area. As a matter of fact, like I said, there's a bunch of statues and stuff. Things. This is of some weird. It looks like a large serpent fighting a man. There are these flying griffin-like creatures behind you that are stuffed. There's a weird statue to the south in the middle room there that is a bunch of plants coming out of the head of a man. And these look like stuffed. All of them look stuffed.
Like taxidermy?
Yeah, but the ones in the main room are painted.
Okay. Hey. I'm going to be on the lookout for that creature that we encountered.
Okay.
Just because.
What are you looking for? Signs of anything? Are you tracking it, or are you just on the lookout?
On the lookout, I guess, based off of the ring and how it's been shifting, I guess I'm looking for anything that catches my eye that shifts like the ring does.
Okay, that's a fair assessment. First off, problem is there is storm shutters
Right.
out the windows. Are you going to open those?
Every once in a while.
Okay,
Yeah,
so you
like,
clear the
as I'm
snow
looking-
off and open them. It's the first time you open it, like you get it clear. He comes in, he's like, leave the window shut. We do not want the light to cast out more than it does. Please do not. There are dangerous creatures in these lands.
Yeah, we ran into one. I'm trying to keep an eye out for it. Is there a place where I can go on lookout?
And look out. There's a second floor, but it is, again, not something I recommend. I would tell you to stay here. Keep the window shut. If it knocks, do not answer. When the sun is down, you do not answer a door without seeing what it is.
Okay.
He's basically saying, don't do it.
I know. And I want to respect his superstitions.
Mm-hmm.
I want to get us kicked out of here. So, I know this is ridiculous, but I'm going to see if there's anything inside the house that may be shifting like the ring did.
Like what? Like objects and shit? Like just looking around?
Like the not necessarily the taxidermy, but if there's any like rodents or anything like that, or any like, I guess, if there's anything like the statues near the bloodied area, I would take a look at those.
Nope. Nothing in here is moving.
Okay.
And Todd, everywhere you see the grave lighter token, that is a do not go.
Okay.
All right. For the audience seeing this, and you're looking around, do you go upstairs and do you bring any of the children with you as you're looking around? Does Clem do anything, follow around with you? Do you go to the second floor at all before I do the doom clock?
No, Clem would stick close to the adults for sure.
Well, then please, during this, say, 30 minutes to an hour being on watch, put yourselves on the first floor where you want to be. Unless you're going to be on the second floor, then I will pull up that map. That's up to you if you want to separate that far. You do hear pots, pans, in the sound of fire and chopping in the kitchen.
I am hidden underneath the grave lighter token. I was gonna. There we go. Surprise. No. So I think.
Here, I'll do this to make it easier.
Yeah.
Excellent
I think
disguise.
I blend in so well. I think.
Where are the kids going to be in the rooms?
I'll be sitting on one of the bottom steps.
Okay, that's creepy.
In the blood.
In the blood.
In
In the
blood.
blood.
On
Are you
the
sitting
blood
in
side or
blood?
the not
On the
blood
blood
side?
stain?
Actually,
If so,
yeah, it doesn't.
I would like to
No.
remind you the carpet is red, and you do notice the carpet is stained as well.
Good year.
All the way up the stairs.
Then I'll sit by the blood, and when I'm done with my dog, like to smell the blood.
Cool. That's weird. Clem, where are you at?
Clem is gonna walk around looking at the statues.
All the statues are, there's like an oversized snail, there's a large cat that obviously isn't from this land, there's the weird serpent fight with the creature, there's the tendrily looking thing at the bottom. I'll actually move a token around so we can see it a little bit. This thing here is the head that is made of like vines coming out of it, but it's a sculpture or a stuffed something that's painted. These are two human-headed winged creatures. In this room, there's a large ox. This room is a table with old food on it that has not been cleaned in this room. This main area is a sitting area. There is a weird table with runes casted on it, like set out. Do you go any of the rooms that Burke was told not to go into as you're wandering around? I know the fucking hard questions. And this is a restroom, or I think this is the bathroom.
Yeah, I think
pot.
that the places he was told not to go, I would think I would only be around the places that he is, just in case.
Okay. And then over on this side, there is a billiard room with a very odd-looking billiard table, chairs, and then a library on the back side. None of that's marked. That's all. Oh, and a stuffed winged fish on top of one of the shelves in the library. Piano in this room. And there is a metal horse in this room that is like a big metal geared statue.
Cool. I'm probably interested.
What is the last room you go into?
Last one I go into, I'm going to say is the library.
Okay, please move yourself to the library. I rolled this earlier. Laura, where are you? Laura. Wow, wrong game. Maria, where are you going to be when the time is up?
I guess when the time is up, you said there's a room with runes cast on the table?
Yes.
I can't move it, Frankhouse. I think when you moved him, I lost control. Oh, there we go.
No, it's just if it's too far left or right, it's underneath the UI. You just got to zoom out some.
I guess I would be in there using esoteric lore to see what the runes were being used for.
Okay. Who wants to start with each person's doom clock?
Ooh.
And where are you going to be, Burke?
I'm gonna respect this guy's wishes because I'm lost. Like I'm out of the house finally, but at what cost? You know, so like I'm gonna stay in this main room here so that
So you and Clara are together. The rest of the party's separated. Who wants to start?
I'll probably go near her, like compliment her stitching style.
Hey, that's a real, fuck it. No, we're starting there, actually. No, we're starting there. No, we're starting there. We have to start there. The reason we're starting there, hey, what are you sewing the shut with since you don't have thread?
It would probably be some, like, a tooth of
okay, so you got a tooth, and what's the thread?
The thread would be, like, my hair.
That's
or, like,
creepy.
someone's hair.
So she's plucking her own hair out, making thread, and sewing a doll back together right now. When she is doing that,
pretty innovative,
you see the carpet behind her ripple. Like somebody is walking upstairs and it's not connected well to the steps. Like it's sliding on the stairs a little bit. You sure you saw it. And then behind her, you see two bloody footprints.
Claire, get up. There's something behind you.
Okay. And I'll step down from I'll
stand up.
Go towards him. I stand up.
I need you to make a will saving throw using your numbers for your doll.
Will saving throw. Let's see what my doll looks like.
It'd just be yours. It works the same as yours when you make them because it's a familiar.
Oh, okay.
I'm pretty
Yeah,
sure it's
you're
the
right.
same numbers, if I remember correctly, for PF2. It's been a little while.
It sounds right.
Okay.
Well, we'll get there,
Familiar
Star Drew.
user
Don't you worry.
saves.
Ooh! Adam, look at this.
Hey-o.
Natural 20 for 28.
You see the arm you sewed on twitch, and it stops. The footprints behind you disappear. As you stand up, you hear footsteps upstairs. What are the two of you doing?
There's someone else in this house. It's his wife.
Maybe it's the goat.
The one you just heard
That's-
make noise next to the foyer where you first come in.
Well, it's wishful thinking.
You staying here?
Yes, I'm
I need
trying
both
to
of
be
you to make me
respectful.
will saving throws, and please send them to me in Discord.
Sorry, did you say both of us?
Both of you.
Okay.
Who wants to go next, Clem or Marie?
I'll do it.
All right,
do it.
Clem. Clem, we're gonna go to
Okay.
you. We'll go to solo cam, even though she's in the cam. We'll go to the solo cam with you. Clem, you're looking around this library and all this stuff. What are you looking for? What are you doing exactly as you float above the ground, not touching anything because you're a creepy little ghost kid?
Yeah. I just curious what's in there. Perhaps he does get a little bit curious. Maybe histories on Moldova. Just anything around here because he doesn't know.
Okay.
Maybe he can find information to take back to the adults or just for himself as well.
Okay. Give me a perception check. Unless you have like a good knowledge for the library. If you like history, you could use that if you wanted, or if you have lore for libraries, but otherwise perception to find books.
For history, let me see. No, nothing big in that. Just do perception.
That's totally fine. That's what I have up right now. Private PMs is better for the show.
Oh, okay. Not as great. 13.
So you look around, and on a table in that room, and like next to like one of the end shelves, in between the two bookshelves. So if I were to, let me grab my marker here. In between these two shelves, you see a book on the ground between those two shelves, behind a small little square end table that maybe you only see because of your height. On the front of it, there's a big M, and below that, there is some weird glyph that when you look at it, it looks like a G. When you look away, it looks like an O. When you look back. You look away, look back, it's a different letter again. Would you like to pick up the Moldavia book that's on the little square table or the one that's tucked between the two shelves?
I kind of get fascinated for a second. If I kind of keep doing that, is there a pattern at all with the letters, or is it always just sporadic? And
You
random?
can make me an occult roll if you'd like.
18.
Yes, there's definitely a pattern to it. If you were to pick it up or stare at it long enough, you could probably spell out what it is.
I'll stare at it.
It says make a will save. Discord it to me.
Oh.
Maria,
Yes.
all by yourself in a room with runes.
Correct.
What would you like to do since you're the last person before I start the last 30-minute clock?
I was looking at the runes to see if I could figure out what they were being used for, like what they were cast for.
They're cast. They are made of glass, like stained glass with frames. So they're pretty delicate. But they're made to cast. They're on a felt surface, so they don't break. They have been arranged to make a picture.
Okay.
Can I have an occult roll to read them?
Sure.
Our threshold is now currently at 8 of 10.
I got an 18.
Are you good with that?
I will use a...
I mean, you can be good with it. You're just reading runes. I'm aware.
I think
DCs in this game are a little higher, just to remind everybody, but they're not super high. We are low level.
Yeah, I think I'm gonna roll with it because I also get dubious knowledge.
What's that do? Of course you do. Of course you have dubious knowledge.
Well, it's because of the thought I get from
Yeah, you can blame whatever rule in the book you want. I know you took it for you.
Treasure trove of information, but not all of it comes from your reputable sources. When you fail, but not critically fail, you learn a bit of true knowledge and a bit of false knowledge, but I don't have a way to figure out what is what.
Okay.
So I'm going to stand with the 18, because if I failed, I still might get something out of it.
The picture shows you believe, a wall made of stone. And then the color on the inside is almost like a prismatic spray coming from behind the wall.
Okay.
The thing that is weird is when you go to read the frames on the stained glass. They line up to make what looks to be growing tendrils from the other side of the wall. Like if you were looking from the point of view of the tendrilled creature.
Okay.
I need a will save.
Okay.
And yours, you can say aloud.
Okay, and this is what I'm like, oh, this is what I was looking for, the weird shifting crab.
Uh-huh.
Rip. Rip. That is a 26 will save.
26. You
I'm sorry,
believe
25.
this person casted these glass runes. You can tell on the chair in the room. Let me move over to it. I'll move the one that's at the door for it. The chair that is here in the middle currently has an indent, like somebody is sitting there.
Okay.
What would you like to do?
I am going to put my handle on my whip, or put my hand on my whip handle.
Okay.
And I think I'm gonna use I think I'm gonna flip the grip and use the handle to try and not hit it, but kind of pass through the area and see if the whip handle goes through.
It gets stopped. Like somebody is holding on to the handle with you, puts their hand up. And you can hear the sound of someone's voice. Do you fail the save on purpose? Or do you want to try to fight it? Remember, you can always fail by 1 down, because we found that out the hard way. So
yes.
If you're willing to accept, it seems like somebody is trying to possess you to speak.
I am an ambitious bitch. Yes, I will.
Okay. As you feel this cold aura pass through you, pass through your hand, through your whip, you get a flicker of a woman getting dragged up the stairs by her jaw, by tendrils that have looped through it, like wrapping twine around a pipe, getting dragged up the stairs into the hallway above. You do take 2 points of damage from accepting it, but you didn't fight it, or it would have been 10.
Okay. Well.
Are you staying in this room, or are you going to move before I cut to the next person and restart the clock?
I'm going to say in Moldavian, I'm going to thank her for the information.
Oh, give me a persuasion roll.
Okay. It's not very good. I'm not good at it.
It's okay.
It's good to be respectful to spirits.
Mm-hmm.
That was a 19 on the die, so I got 22.
Float in the room as they look like they're being picked up and stacked. When they're stacked, they crush and glass shatters and it blows towards you. Behind you, there is an outline of a creature behind the chair she was sitting in. It is a large mass about the size of a person, and a scream is let out that only you hear. And then I'm going to cut to the next person. I need a fortitude save.
From me? Okay. I just wanted to make sure.
Yep. Burke, this is not the house you want to be in. It's not great. They don't like it. They don't like that you worship a different faith. And with that, I'm going to restart the clock at a lovely, solid 30 minutes for us. And I feel like that is a fair time to start the clock. So let me pause and minus this. While I'm setting this up, you hear the footsteps upstairs, along with Clara. Clara, did you stay here with him or did you leave really quick before I'll bring you both on then. We'll bring the full map. If you're staying here, are you two going to go up the stairs? Are you going to go find party members? Are you going to go into the kitchen where the guy is cooking? What would you like to do?
If you said there was someone behind me or there was something behind me, I'm going to turn around and see if I can cast Spirit Sense.
Okay.
So a 30-foot emanation, duration's 10 minutes. You open your mind to the metaphysical, enabling you to sense nearby spirits. Even if you aren't searching, you get a check to find haunts and spirits in the area. You get a +1 status bonus to the following checks.
I remember why we were playing
haunts.
PF2 now. This game is basically made for Ethauntia.
Right?
So,
Wow.
yes, every statue has a spirit in it.
Okay.
And I mean every statue. So now you can feel free to look closer at the map because I did not explain all the statues. On top of that, there is, how big of an area is it?
30 feet.
The blood stain that goes up there is a faint trace of etherealness, like something walks up and down this path. And as that happens, a haunt activates.
Okay.
A woman is getting dragged up the stairs. All you can see is her feet and like her lower half. As she's dragged up, as blood is pouring down the stairs from her body. And then it goes away. That puts our threshold at 9 of 10. What do you two want to do? You're the only person who saw that in the room.
I'm gonna lean up to Burke and tell him to like come down, like so I can whisper something in his ear.
All right, I'll lean down.
When you lean down, the goat leans in with you.
The goat is next to us.
It was not in the room originally.
Oh,
The goat's the goat, man. The goat needs to know.
And it
If
leans
the
in
goat's
with
like,
you to
listen.
listen.
If you know, you know.
Okay, then instead of that, I'm going to cast Message on Burke.
Well, when it leans in, you said you're jumping back. I unfortunately need reflex saves for the both of you as it's trying to make skin-to-skin contact.
no, it's not a goat. It's not a goat.
Go.
Not a goat. Not a goat.
Notagoat.com.
No.
Yes, reflex, yes.
No.
That's what's that? 10, 17 for me.
set my-
17?
Are
I
you
set my
both
fort safe
happy
to
with
you,
your
DM.
17s?
Not at all, but I gotta roll with it.
You don't?
Yeah.
Would you like a Frankhouse dilemma instead? Or a superstition, if you can think of one quick enough.
I'm not good at that stuff.
Superstition.
Give me a dilemma.
Perfect. If you are willing to pull Burke, I'll give you a hero point so he can get touched instead of you. Kind of using him as leverage to get away.
That's awful.
That's a dilemma, my dude.
I have to do that? Since
No,
I said
if you want the hero point, you have to, though.
Or come up with a superstition.
Nope, too late. She took the dilemma.
Oh.
Well, if I said I take the dilemma, then I'll...
Hey, you get a hero
Burke in.
point. How do you use him to get yourself away from the goat?
It's kind of like he whispers to me, and then I kind of take him and then like put him in
Is there
front
like
of the goat.
like jumping back kind of thing? Is it
Yeah.
Jump scare.
purposeful? Is it questionable if it's purposeful?
It's questionable because she honestly is scared and didn't know what to do.
Okay, you'll get a reroll. Go ahead, and I'm gonna go back to Burke. Hey, would you like to make a superstition, or you want a Frankhouse dilemma after she pulls on you and the goat is going to make contact with you? What would you like to do? Are you happy with your roll? Do you think the DC that I increased it by is higher than what you rolled now from what she did?
Probably. Did you know that I've heard this? I heard this from one of my crewmates from my previous life.
Okay.
Back in the 16s.
Yeah, back in the early teens.
Okay.
That when you are invited into a home in Moldavia for the first time, you do not lay hands on anything unless you are specifically asked, including
you get 2 hero
their
points.
livestock.
That is actually already a superstition.
Is it really?
Yes, it is.
Wow.
Sweet.
So would you like to spend one?
Yes, absolutely. Let's spend one. This was a terrible roll.
Okay.
Much, much, much better. That is a... Whoops. Sorry, I keep opening Path Builder to make sure I have the right numbers. This
Yeah,
is
it is. If you're invited to a home, you are not to touch anything until after dinner.
After dinner. Okay. Reflex 24.
24 is enough. What did you get on your second roll, little doll girl?
19.
That is both enough. As you pull him out of the way and he dodges out of the way with your lightweight body, the goat stands upright. You see its eye slide down its head and 5 tendrils launch out trying to grab you as I cut to Clem. Hey, Clem.
Mm-hmm.
Were you happy with your roll earlier?
Nope. Definitely
Would you
not.
like a dilemma? Or would
No
you
way.
like to make a superstition?
I'll take another dilemma, please.
This is a very easy one.
Okay.
If you destroy the book instead of reading it or opening it, I will happily give you a hero point.
If I destroy it?
Like light it on fire or tear pages out.
Oh, but that would involve opening it.
Sure.
If I tear pages out.
Pour water on it. Whatever you want to do. Take a piss on it. Whatever ghost boys do.
What is it currently doing? It's just...
When you look at it, it's right now on an L in a weird glyph-like language.
So if I destroy
Now you can see it too. It is a dark tan leather with splotches of different color on it, like stains of ink. I mean, you have some insight on what it is.
I
The
have
rest of the
insight on
party
it?
does not.
Oh, because
Mhm.
let's see what it is. Oh, I'm a curious booger.
Would you like the dilemma? That's the question. Or are you going to say no?
There's a superstition.
Too late, man. Time's up for that one. You already took the dilemma.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, that's right. Yeah. No, I'll go with the dilemma.
Keep it in here, okay? How are you damaging the book? Accidental or purposeful? I don't care how you do it, just as long as it gets damaged.
I will, as I'm looking at it, I'll just, without opening it, I want to reach in and grab like just a page.
Oh, it's
opening it.
tattered. There are like pages like in it that are loose already.
Oh, okay. So ripping those out, is it gonna do anything?
No, no pull.
Yeah,
No, I'm just saying you could get it without opening it. That's what I'm telling you.
Yeah, I'll do that. I'll just kind of rip some pages out.
Awesome. You pull it. You get a hero point. Go ahead and make your reroll.
That is much better.
You can say what it is for this one. Totally fine.
That is a 25.
Okay. You pull the page out and crumble it up or do whatever you want with it. And then it goes back, unfortunately, to the room with the goat. And if Maria is going to run in, or they're going to stay with their creature in their room and deal with that.
Because I don't know about what's going on with the goat.
You do
But
not.
I do know that this ghost the spirit is possibly being attacked again. And
Well, I just want to know if you're staying here.
I'm staying here because I'm gonna fight whatever's in
A
here.
second scream goes off in the house. It is this blood-curdling, low roar that raises into a scream. Clara, And unfortunately, Burke, your monster's mouth deforms as you see a face start to slide out on this long tendril, like a baby's head with gnashing teeth, and it screams as well. When it does it, I am going to... I'm so sorry. It screams so loud, the flesh on your face ripples and begins to pull from your bones. The people who are in the area get a fort save for half. It'll hit both of you.
Fortitude, you said?
Fort save for half.
Okay. Oh. Okay, let's get mine. That was a 2.
Oh, nat
18.
20
Okay.
for a 31.
That's amazing.
Whoa.
That's critical success.
I have an 18.
Hardy.
Oh, what's that? A what? 18?
18.
So you would take half at 9. You got a critical success. So you either get behind something and take nothing from the scream. As your skin ripples, it feels like it's being separated from your like actual tissue from the bone as it screams at you. With that, my scream is my initiative between us. I need you two to roll initiative on whatever you believe the skill is you were using during this moment. And then I'm going to cut over to Kelly's character and the scream that happens in that room.
So cool.
Crafting.
You be using, I guess you, while you were talking, I guess you already sewed it up. It was done. So whatever skill you would be doing other than that. Perception is the go-to.
I'll just do perception.
Okay.
Yeah, I think I'll do the same.
Okay. I just didn't want to cut you out of like I was studying it or something for the beginning of the
no, I
spell.
appreciate it. That's an 11 for me.
Okay.
It's not great.
What about you, Burke?
21.
Okay. It's good. Unfortunately, too shy. I also need to know what the initiative is for Maria.
Let's see. So I was initially doing...
You're talking to a spirit, so cult makes sense, or perception.
I would do... They're both the same.
Yeah, whatever.
So-
I mean, you were studying the room, so I think occult's
Yeah.
pretty fair.
Yeah, occult's fair. Okay.
Good job on your roll.
Yet.
Oh.
I'm
you
gonna
roll, okay.
spend a patch to reroll my initiative.
Because of someone in the group asking for a reroll from one of their saves, the threshold is now at 10. What you got?
That's a 19.
19's good. Okay. So the order of operations here is the creatures, then Burke, then Maria, then Clara, then the goat. And that is a separate thing, the goat from the creature.
Oh no. Okay.
With that, the thing in the room, the head gnashes and tries to bite at the closest person. I believe that would be Clara, because the other one took cover. I hit a AC of 18. Does that hit you, Clara?
Yes.
As it bites onto you. You took 9 last time.
Yes.
With this one, you take 7 points of damage.
Okay.
And I'm going to make an opposed athletics roll from you as I try to grab you. So make
So
an
I roll
athletics.
athletics. Okay.
Athletics roll.
Nothing. Oh, but I rolled a 19.
That's good. What's your total?
19?
Oh, that's
I got
not.
0.
That's unfortunately one shy. As it bites on your shoulder and picks you up, the tendrils out of its eye start to wrap around you, and I grab you and start to pull you into its flesh.
Hmm.
Ruh-roh.
With that said, next round, if he doesn't get you out, you take 3d8 piercing damage, and you are engulfed by the creature.
Okay.
In the room with Maria, the stained glass hits it. I took damage. As you see it start to form and eyes start to pop from the glass hitting it. And there's this mass of flesh and teeth and eyes and pieces of human sticking out of it. There's like a hand and an arm. There's a head with half missing. One part's human, the other part's goat. Is it is growing out of this mound of flesh about the size of a human. Because we hit threshold 10, all of the creatures hit phase 2 in their evolution. I'm going to also try to bite you. I have reach, about 15 foot. I'm going to try to bite you and see if I can get a hold of you.
Okay.
I got a 20. Does that hit your AC?
On the money.
Pose
My AC is
athletics
20.
roll. I'll get you your damage meanwhile. Oh, damage could have been worse. It's 11 points.
Jesus. All right. Athletics. That's a 15 plus. I got a Michael Jordan.
I do not pull you in. As it latches onto you, this goat head comes out and bites on and tries to pull you, but slips off of your still kind of wet clothes. As it does that, it roars and tendrils soar out of this thing. If you move within 10 foot of this creature, it gets a free attack.
So as that was coming towards me, did it enter my reach?
I sure did. I have 15-foot reach. It's just a reach weapon, though, but it's its head.
I mean, I have my whip. I've got 10-foot reach.
Absolutely. I'll 100% give that to you.
Okay. Well, the reason I'm asking, because normally, unless you're like a fighter or something, and this is for people who aren't familiar with Pathfinder 2, unless you're like a fighter or you have like a feat that gives you a reaction to do an opportunity attack, normally you can't do it. Because I'm an initiate, and I'm initiate benefit, I chose my weapon as my first bonded item for my implements as a thaumaturge, I can actually get to make interruptions.
All right, go ahead.
So let's see.
Oh, I should put the creatures down for you here, just so we have them. Give me a second while you're doing that.
Goody, so we can see him.
You don't actually want that.
It can only be used on a one-handed weapon as an implement. Okay, seeking out your foe's weakness, interrupting their actions. Okay. Target. I cannot do it yet. I apologize. I take that back.
Oh, okay.
But I will work on that this time. So
for those who are in the audience, so you can see them, there's this creature. I will also send it. So the one in Maria's room,
okay.
I will send it to the journal in our game. And the one that is in the room with Clara and Burke, I'll send into the room.
Ooh. All right.
Fantastic. All right.
The one in well, never mind. So that was 23. 21 is Burke. Burke, what do you want to do? There's a little baby head on a fucking long tendrily piece. Out of the eyes is a bunch of little ones, is pulling her in, and the skin is literally engulfing as you see fingers push out of the skin and start to grab onto her and pull her in.
Am I adjacent to both of them?
You can be as close or as far away within one action as you would like to be.
I'll be adjacent to it.
Okay.
Because I was moving over by her to talk to her about her stitch work anyway. So, Burke's like, oh god, not again. And he's going to conjure these spinning clock pieces that are like molten hot.
Oh.
And
a piece of them. What is this shit?
So, when Burke needs to do things, he calls upon the energies that he has been gifted and or cursed with, and he manifests them. His way of controlling it is clockwork pieces, because he was a clockmaker originally, and so it's all these like little pieces, but like they burn with like.
I bet you wish you picked like black powder or guns right now. I'm just
probably, but just hold that thought.
Oh, okay.
As these things expand out, and they come out about 10 feet. Now they're not harmful to the people in there yet. Give me a level or two, and we'll be talking different. But As it manifests, one of the little clock hands, like as he spins these things around him, one of them cuts loose and it flies at and hits this thing. And we'll just resolve that real quick.
Okay.
No, misses with a natural 1.
Would you?
So anyway, a piece goes flying back.
Would you?
What's that?
Would you like a Frankhouse dilemma?
No, absolutely not. I'm good.
Are you sure?
I'm all
I told you, if you don't save her, she's fucked.
We're working at it. That's just a free thing that happens when this
free?
stuff comes out. Yeah. Well, it's an action to make it all show up, but the attack happens for free. Anyway, second thing, he's like, okay, I need to protect myself from this. And these plates, these gears and bits kind of like mold into like these molten globs, and they kind of slap all over him. And this like these overlapping plates of armor cover him from like head to toe. He's got this like cool like kettle helm, and he's got good like shoulder pads, but he's got a good movement. It's not like he's not like a tank or anything.
Sure.
But then a bunch of them like form on the arm, and it's like this huge like clock hands that come up, and then they rotate, and as they rotate they make a shield.
What the fuck?
On his and that's his second action. For the third action, he will raise this shield up to protect himself.
Oh, okay. So definitely protecting you, not her. That's all I really needed to know.
It's preparation for the next turn.
Yeah, she's not gonna make it through that though. We'll see. Maria, what would you like to do in your room with your lovely creature of creation?
Okay, so I was trying to find something. I can't find it. Doesn't matter.
What are you looking for? There's 2 other people here who may know.
No. It was something about our character stuff. It doesn't matter.
Gotcha.
So now that I see this thing, kind of, now I'm gonna start doing my thaumaturge bullshit.
Yeah, it's covered in stained glass. It's definitely wounded already. Whatever the spirit did, she was definitely assisting you.
Okay. So in the 3-action economy, the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to try to exploit vulnerability.
Fuck.
I can do it once per round.
Okay.
I have to be holding an implement, which is my scorpion whip.
Yeah.
The whip, for everybody else, it's got like blades on it, like I don't know, almost like Ivy from Soul Calibur or something. But it's almost wreathed in like a dark shadow.
Mm-hmm.
As she's wielding it, like as it's in her hand. I'm going to attempt an esoteric lore check against a standard DC for this creature's level.
Okay, give me a roll.
That is a dirty 20.
Yes, you just get a success.
Okay.
Not a critical. In case crits matter, it's a success.
It does for this. So it's a success. I recall an important fact about the creature, learning its highest weakness, or one of its highest weaknesses if it has multiple.
These are probably touched by the deity. They are. Do you know their name? Do you know what they are? Or do you just know weakness?
For right now, it's just an important fact about the creature because it ties into the mechanical benefit of me possibly doing extra damage.
These kind of creatures are known to be harmed by fire.
Okay.
Specifically, like actual flame, not magical fire.
Okay. Well, I can either exploit the creature's mortal weakness or personal antithesis. So.
Oh. Antithesis,
yes.
Which would be like what it's.
No. Like, so if it doesn't have a weakness, I can invoke a personal antithesis.
Oh yeah,
that I
natural
can use
fire is
against
its weakness.
Okay.
Not magical.
Well, regardless, my unarmed and weapon strikes against that creature, I think they can be used to actually trigger their mortal weakness. After identifying a creature's weakness, you use a thematically resonant bit of esoterica to turn your attacks to your discovery. My weapon strikes activate the highest weakness I discovered, which in this case would be natural fire.
In the room, there's a chandelier with candles and lamps and fire, so there's numerous ways you can inflict fire on this thing.
Well, it's
That's
even
like
though
part
the
of
damage
style.
Right, even though the damage type doesn't actually change.
I know.
I'm doing it. So
giving you
like I'm looking at it.
Based on what I know your character is, I'm giving you thematics.
Right. So as I look at it and I like get this glimpse of it's afraid of natural fire, I call upon the fear that my younger self felt when being exposed to the fires of the summer court.
Oh.
And I channel it into my whip as I try and make a strike.
All right. This is huge for the kind of campaign we have coming up. Being able to overcome fucking monster weaknesses. I do not like this green eggs in hand.
I got a 19 on the die for a 28 to hit.
Ooh, that might be a crit. Hold on. Because of the spell that was casted on it, that is a crit.
Nice.
Okay. So then, implements empowerment. When I strike, I trace mystic patterns, so I do that as well. So I'm going to be rolling a whopping 1d4, but because it's a
Hey, this is not.
it's reach.
This is not Laura.
No. So it's a reach weapon. So I'm within the 10 feet. So hopefully I don't trigger an attack of opportunity as I strike at it. 1d4 plus. Whoa! So I do 7 points, and it triggers its weakness.
Oh shit!
Ooh, that's cool.
As part of mortal weakness.
Fire snap.
Awesome.
It screams. You see tendrils shoot out, but not really far. Like try to grow, and it starts grabbing pieces. As you see one of the tendrils hit like a chandelier in a wall, it starts pulling this amorphic skin-like blob out of a oversized pore. Like it's trying to exit the skin sac.
Right. And then
You're welcome, audience. If you have body horror problems, you're welcome.
I feel like
I have a bunch of words written down for things that are offensive for body horror for this show.
if it's trying to escape,
It is.
I'm going to try to. I'm going to attack it again.
I mean, I would.
I was thinking like maybe if I could try and keep it here, but I'm gonna probably have a better shot of attacking it.
Mm-hmm.
So it's not wait, so it's gonna be a -5. I'm gonna use my other patch to reroll because I don't want this thing escaping.
Okay.
And then I've got the one left from the.
Yep.
I got a natural 20.
Same as always. Max the first, roll the second. We're keeping the rules for that, just like we do for all of our other shows. This might be enough to take this one out. I'm trying to escape. My big shell body is gone. I'm just trying to escape as my little lonely self.
I did 15 points, and it triggers its weakness again.
When it pulls itself out, its face turns, and you can see it's this stretched human face, like the skin was pulled back as you lash some human's head, and it bursts into flames. This one is now gone. Do you have any actions left?
Nope, because it was one to use the exploit and then my attacks.
So that takes us to Clara. Clara, you're being currently engulfed by the creature in the room. What would you like to do?
Being engulfed, so I would have to try to get out of it.
You can attack while you're in it. You could try casting. Or you can try to escape.
I will try.
You can still talk. You're not totally engulfed yet, so.
I'll try casting.
I will tell you that you notice the cuts that this thing have done to you are severe. You will be taking 2 bleed damage at the start of each of your rounds.
Okay. 2 bleed. I'm going to try, I guess, cast Phantom Pain.
Okay. I don't like that, but sure.
So let me do the spell attack first, see if it even happens, and then I'll tell you what it does. That's 11 plus 9, so dirty 20.
That is enough to hit me.
Okay.
Did I make a save, or am I just taking damage?
I will, let me see. Phantom
So you can't see this, I'll zoom in.
The target, let's see.
Here, let's just put
It's a
Clara
will
just
save.
stuff her underneath here.
Will save?
Will save, okay.
Oh, then you probably didn't even need to attack if it's a save. Mess it up.
Do I want to do this?
It's
Frank
a
has to learn
horror
for
from
himself.
beyond. Used to
Do
be
you
a
wanna-
goat. Can't be that willful.
I am
You wanna
going to
Clara
give
dilemma?
you a hero point so I can reroll.
What?
Oh.
Yeah, you get a hero point. I still failed, though. It doesn't matter.
Great.
You get a hero point.
Thanks for the hero point. Okay, so what happens is
Not what I want.
Its illusionary pain racks the target, dealing 2d4 mental damage and 1d4 persistent mental damage. Target must attempt a will save. So was it a critical success?
Sorry,
Sorry,
my
failure.
failure? Just a failure.
Just a failure. The target takes full initial and persistent damage, and the target is sickened 1. The target recovers from being sickened. The persistent damage ends, and the spell ends.
Fortunately, I cannot be sickened.
Oh, that's okay.
But I do take the damage.
Yes, you not this one. Oh, it's not great. 4, 5, 6, 7 points of damage.
So I take the 7 points, it undulates, and another hole opens in it as a second face comes out of it of a full-size adult. And it tries to bite onto you to pull you in further. I get a reaction attack on mine with anyone either grappled or within 5 foot of me. Unfortunately, I rolled a 9. That's not enough to hit you. And that will take us to Clara. Do you have any other actions? Was that 2 to cast?
That is 2 to cast.
Would you like to spend 1 athletics to try to break free?
Yes, please. I would love to.
Yeah, let's go. I'm sure you're really good at it.
I'm not good at athletics, but we'll try.
I'll even tell you it's 25.
It's a 4 on the die, so no, I'm still in your grasp.
20.
With that, you are now engulfed.
Great.
As you see her sink in, what body part of yours is still sticking out? This takes 2 rounds for me to totally begin to consume you.
My hand and my jaw.
Okay, your hand and your jaw is still out. On being engulfed, inside, there are a bunch of faces screaming and gnawing at you on the inside. Hands claw at your skin and pull at you, trying to shape you into itself. Okay. It is moving your body like silly putty or clay. I don't get to go yet, though, because the goat gets to go. Inside this with you is the goat, or at least part of it.
Okay.
And the goat looks at you and also attempts to bite you to gain freedom.
Okay.
But I rolled a fucking 4.
Yeah.
It takes us to the person in the house. With the screams and the yells and the horror, the man comes running into the room past the door, says something in Moldavian, which you can't hear because you're inside. It's just to you inside the creature. He throws a pan at it as liquid splashes over it, and he snaps his fingers and lights it on fire. We hit, we do a total of 22 points of damage as it is now burning. He looks to you in common, Cadraic, and says, use fire, non-magical. And that takes us, I think, to what is our initiative for our book boy? Since we are now at the beginning of the round, what is your initiative, sir?
Let me roll some initiative.
Cult, please.
Book boy.
Occult? 13.
Okay, what would you like to do in the middle of this combat? You fall between Maria and Clara. You hear screams in the house. You are holding a page of the book. You heard a scream when you pulled it. What would you like to do? You definitely can correlate pulling that page did something.
I heard a scream when I pulled
A horrifying scream. Not human.
Horrifying scream. Yeah. Did it sound painful?
Oh, yes.
It sounded painful? Okay.
Would you like to pull the page? Do you want to run towards your friends? Friends is a strong word. Towards the people who left the door with you?
Yeah. I'll start making my way back with this shiny book.
Now, what did you get on that last save? The one in chat?
Oh, the one that I put in chat?
Mm-hmm. Let me see here.
Oh, but then I got I took the dilemma and I rewrote it and I got a 25.
Okay. Do you have the book with you, or did you leave it there? This is your choice. Instead of me telling you, the book is in your hand. Okay, you take it anyway. Yep. Awesome. Yep. When you move into the room, as you get to, it's one action to go from this door to the next. So you could basically get to here in one action.
Okay.
In it, you can see a hand sticking out of that weird mass of body. It's on fire. The other guy is in the room. He's got his staff and he snapped his fingers. All you can see is it's burning. But the other thing that you would notice, the shadows being casted in this room right now from his staff are all standing behind him, mimicking his movements, but not in the same time frame as the guy in the room.
Interesting. Okay.
You have 2 actions left. What would you like to do? Oh, and the book is currently, the skin on the book is crawling and moving on it as you enter the room.
Okay. I want to, because I'll see her hand sticking out of it. Right?
Yeah, you see the doll. It's a very good identifier. It's the only thing not on fire.
I would sit there and look at that, and immediately I would know it's my sister for sure.
Mm-hmm.
So
There's
I've got
a bond,
that page.
yeah.
I've got that page, and I just say, "You leave my sister alone," and out of like his little pocket, those metal pieces are gonna fly out at this thing. I'm gonna make a spell attack roll, see if I can hit it. With these metal shards.
Okay, you have a +2 to your roll right now because it is on fire.
Okay, 19. Oh no, you said with a +2, 21.
21 hits is not crit though.
Okie dokie. Yeah, that is going to.
How many points?
That is going to be 7 points of piercing damage.
Ooh.
As like the metal itself just kind of splits a little bit and just and starts sticking into it.
And that puts me at. You see a pore open on it facing you. A head comes out, mouth oversized, as it is screaming in your direction. You are currently, I think, a little out of my range.
I might. Yeah,
it moves out 5 foot. With my 15-foot attack, I can strike you.
Strike me? Okay.
Does a 20 hit you?
20 will hit me.
Okay.
Yeah, as soon as those like metal pieces hit, you actually see the metal come back to his pouch. Yeah.
I don't like any of this. It opens its mouth and it spits this weird, almost gel-like substance onto your skin as acid begins to burn you for 21 points of damage.
I don't like that.
Ectoplasm versus ectoplasm, baby.
Gross. You said 21?
21 points of acid damage. That was my reaction. That will take us to the top of the round.
You actually see, as that happens, you see him kind of like start to flicker.
Unless you have actions left. Sorry.
No, I got nothing else. And he, I guess what you could describe as an incorporeal type creature. He like kind of falls down to the ground and like just kind of starts pulsing.
Did you go to 0?
I did.
Cool. I need to replace the one in the room as it morphs, absorbing you, and turns into the skin wraps up underneath it, and it begins to float in the room. Oh, why did it not give me the biggins? Hold on. Let me try this again. We're gonna go big. For some reason,
It's trying to go big, but it's like, oh, it tastes like air.
I'm gonna send it to the journal so you all can see it.
Ooh.
No, for some reason it won't. It's actually but it's supposed to be a large token and it's not doing it. It's 2 by 2 as this one gets replaced. For the audience, let me show you what it looks like. As this big mass is thin tendrils with eyes and mouths and claws on the end fall to the ground and drag. When they hit the ground, it cracks the wood. I morph into phase 3. I do gain the hit points difference because I was near death. And I get it from consuming him. You are now inside the orb with your sister, but dead. Please start doing your rolls versus death. If you die while you are inside of it, you become one. Clara, inside this orb with you, is now your spectral version of your brother as it is pulled into the orb with you. That's that one. The other one's dead. That takes us to Burke. Burke, what do you want to do? It is morphed into something else.
So he said fire.
Natural fire.
But magical fire? What happens if the fire's magical?
It just does normal damage.
Oh. Well, let's do that then.
Magical fire, it takes extra because it's its weakness, and it has to be natural fire.
So what I'll do is, it's just the one in this room, right? It's not, there aren't any others
that's
nearby.
it. It's just the one.
Okay. It's absorbing the kids, though.
Correct.
Well, did it just move away from me? Is that 5 feet or 10 feet? I don't...
I was just moving it so I can move their tokens. It's still within range of you.
Oh, okay. Okay. What I will do is, let me, I have a website that rolls a random thing for me.
I don't know if I like that.
Click it. Ooh.
Is it a good random thing or a bad random thing for me?
No, it just tells me what shape this attack is.
Oh, nice.
So I raise my hand back like I'm going to swing something, and a hammer, like a war hammer type of thing, like that forms in my hand, but it's not metal. It's actually made of fire.
Okay.
And I swing it down and I smash it into this thing. I'm using 2 actions for this for a little extra boost.
There we go.
Does a 22 hit it?
It does. I have a lower AC.
All right. Cool.
Not a crit.
So it will take 10 fire damage, but it is magical.
It is 10 fire. With that, it erupts into flame. Tendrils shoot out and hit everyone within 10 foot. I roll a 18. Does that hit your AC? Because you're within. It doesn't. Your shield blocks it. As you watch the tendrils go out and grab stuff, it starts pulling ceiling rafters down. It pulls part of the statue down. It rips the floor up as well. As I am on fire and burn up, because I didn't gain that many hit points, and you do an additional 30 points of damage when it's natural fire.
Maria! It's in here! It's weird and it's pissed off!
As that happens, you see the head start to crawl out of its floating orb as it deflates, and you see the outline of Clara inside of it still.
My last action, I'll raise my shield.
Yeah, okay, raise your shield. Maria, do you run into the room? Because we're still on death watch for these two.
Yeah.
All right. Each room is is an action to move if it's a big room from room to room.
Okay, it's gonna take. Well,
so you'd
I'm
be
not barred from.
1 to get to here.
Okay.
2 to get into here.
Would it be easier for me to go?
Same amount of distance if you go through the dining room. It's just basically 2 actions because there's no measurement on this map.
Right. So then.
It'd be worse if there was measurements. If you really want them, here.
No.
There you go. There you can have your measurements if you'd like to count.
No. Okay. I am going to run in there, and then I'm going to use my exploit vulnerability ability again. Like, I know what it is, but I think like. In this
it's
instance,
a different form this time.
Well, it's a different form. And also like I'm trying to reconnect with the energy that I used before.
Give me a roll.
That is a dirty 20.
Okay, that is enough. You know these are an aberration. They're weak to natural flame. I will. Do you get any other questions out of it or anything like that? Is it just allow you to make the weakness and that's it?
It allows me to learn its highest weakness, and then it lets me
natural
do it.
fire.
Okay. Yeah, if I crit, then I know everything, but
gotcha.
That's it. Me running in, and then being like, okay, it's still weak to the same thing as before.
Clara, inside of the belly of the beast. I would like to know is Clara still alive in here right now? With the extra 2 points of damage she takes at the beginning of the round.
You also take 2 points from me.
Why?
Remember, because I have persistent damage to you too.
Okay. The head outside shrieks again.
So yes, but I'm still alive. Yeah.
Okay. And what would you like to do? You see the dead body of your brother in there, but you're both trapped inside with a goat. Is it actually it would deflate? There'd be her, goat horns, and Clem. And the hand stopped tugging at you, and the teeth stopped biting at you.
I do.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, because only the head's alive and it's trying to get away right now.
The head's trying to get away?
Yeah, but you can't see it. It's outside. You'd have to cut a hole
sorry.
out. You can take an action if you do enough damage. You can cut your way out.
Yeah, I guess so. I'll try. Let me try.
Do you have a
I'll grab
slashing
my
object?
sickle. I do have a
yeah.
sickle.
Okay.
I'll try.
No
see.
attack rolls needed, just damage.
Oh, okay.
Actually, I take that back. You can attack roll because you could crit. That's not true.
Okay.
I forgot. We got the phases of damage in this.
That is 16 plus 7.
16 plus 7. That's a crit. Max damage for the first roll is enough to cut a hole out. You see a sickle come out of the top, the rest of the party, as it slices a hole open, as you see Clara covered in goo and like what looks like maybe it was skin sticking to her. Her face is like all wrinkly now and like sagging in spots. As she stands up and the goat stands up out of it and runs out of it. Clara, you got 2 actions left. What do you want to do? The head is crawling into the hole in the ground that is created when it emerged into this big creature.
I'd like to see if I can try and pull my brother out. Is
He
that
is
possible?
Are you tangible, Clem?
I am technically incorporeal.
Nope.
So no.
Yeah.
But classic, you reach for him to grab him because it makes sense. And your hand passes through him.
Oh gosh, what can I do?
I don't know.
I guess
It is within 5 foot of you. I will give you a heads up on that. The head is it's trying to crawl down the hole in this long tendril, and the head is on the end of it as it's trying to get away into the basement.
I have 2 actions left.
Yeah, I'll say you just try to grab him as a free action. I'm fine with that.
Okay, what's around me that I can telekinetic projectile?
Destroyed floor, chandeliers, small statues.
Chandelier. I want all the glass. I'm gonna try and see if I can throw some.
Maybe there's also fire, so that is a smart pull.
That's 11 plus 9, so dirty 20.
That is enough to hit me on the money because I have a higher AC when I'm small. As it hits, what is your telekinetic damage? And please add a d6 of fire damage.
Ooh. Okay, so it'll be 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 regular damage. 9, 10, 11, 12. Wait, 9, 10, 11, 12. 13 regular damage and 3 fire damage.
Only have 10 because you did natural fire. I take an additional 10 for these. As it ignites on fire, you hear the scream and it withers. As we are out of combat, the doomsday clock hits 0. Everybody who failed saves has to make an additional save for me. Currently, that is everybody but Maria.
Oh,
I need Constitution saves from everyone.
okay.
Clara and Clem is a different story. Clem, you're doing death saves already. Clara, I need Fortitude. I apologize. Fortitude save.
Okay.
And I need one also from Burke, but yours is a lower DC because you've not been in physical contact.
All right.
Do you want us to type it to you or tell you?
Yes, I do actually. How are your death saves going over there, Clem? This be 1 so far.
I did. Death in PF1 is
PF2.
first time.
You mean?
Huh?
We're in PF2.
Oh, sorry, PF2. It's essentially your first death save is like 10 plus the number that you have to hit, right? So it'd be an 11.
Correct. But your wound is
Okay.
it's equal to your wound total, I believe.
Okay. I rolled death save. I hit an 11 to basically stabilize.
All right. You're stabilized. Woo, okay.
And
Go ahead and make that.
Fortitude. I'll type you to my fortitude.
Okay. Oh my god. You're fine. Your shield took it all. What do you got? It's gonna be important. Perfect. Perfect.
There's mine. I just sent it.
Oh boy.
All right. With that, the man walks into the room. He finishes burning a body, and he will help you ignite the whatever's left in the other room. He locks the place up, shutters everything. He says no one leaves here. He says if any of us are infected, we will know within the week. We do not leave here until then. We cannot let this creature out of here. And I sure as shit cannot let it back up into Merrifield. This would be horrible to have it anywhere near that city.
Merrifield?
Find a room, a place to stay. We're here for a while. Now that means
What's a
Maria
Merrifield?
knows what Merrifield is.
Well, because that's how
I know.
it.
Which
yeah.
means up on that plateau, that
It's
village
Merrifield.
you can't really see well from a distance. There's Merrifield.
All right.
With that, as the group all finds places to stay, as the timer hits 0, the gentleman who is tending to all of you, the audience needs to make me a D20 roll. And this is for
Start your room.
whoever's in here. There's other people in here, they're just not talking.
Yeah.
Yeah. This is for somebody who's in the house if the infection has affected them at all. And it is public because at the start of campaign 2, the rest of the team will be showing up to this location for the shipwreck. While Maria is trapped in the house with Burke. So that means 2 of our people, which are the perfect 2 people because one's a ranger and one's a fucking druid. Oh.
Ooh,
That's a 2. That means that someone else who's in this house is also infected on the NPC side of things. So.
Cool.
Oh, good. Low. Yeah. Wrong. This isn't Dragonbane.
No, wrong. We were hoping for higher.
In the
But you know what? It'll just make it more interesting.
In the kitchen, a quick series of shots over the days to set up campaign 2. Everyone gets a room. People have been resting. Clem, you guys get him back up on his feet. In the kitchen, the reason there was so much blood in there is there is a bear that has been butchered. He dragged it through the doorway to provide food. So he is cooking some bear fat and soup to get things ready. Upstairs, on the other hand, he tells you not to go into one of the rooms. He says, that room, I know a woman who lived here has died. This was the lodge that was used for this plateau before you hit 3 Pines. People would rest here and find place to warm up before hitting the lift. She ended up being the engineer for this area. I was here to relieve her of her duty for the next 2 years. Upon arrival, she was already dead. You know, no more than 2 days after I showed up, a ship crashed from the sky. I went out to see if there's any survivors and only found a goat and brought it back. I figured food for the winter if needed, if nothing else, companionship to have someone around to at least keep me sane while I waited for the lift to come back down. It's not scheduled to come down until next week. They need to defrost the gears and get things running. Although I think we may be better off doing it on our own. Because I don't want to be trapped down here if that ship is the cause. Clem, do you share your information to close our story on what you saw exactly with the ship? And what it is?
Yes. Because he had barely just kind of mentioned everything quickly before we saw him like turn the corner. Oh yeah, he would tell them, yes, so what destroyed the ship was the creature from the stars that we talked about with the ring, that go.
Yeah, sure.
I do believe
We'll go with that.
That is what it was said, but it is called a creature that you all hunt other creatures, a gibbering mouther. But it is said that it is quite, that there are others like it, but this one is very, very dangerous. Unless that ring could have been calling to it, or we know that the other one other ones that you told me about, since I was not technically there for. Oh no, I got eaten by one. Never mind.
You did get eaten by one. Also, I will mention that the book is not with you now.
Oh, that stinks. Yes, but it was the cause. It seemed like it was able to pull people inside of it like it did to us and killed the crew. And as I said before, the captain, who was the dead one outside, when we first saw the crash, she had jumped and used a parachute, but it seems like that thing murdered and killed everything on board.
Well, that is the opposite of what we needed to hear. If we can get Dr. Ttrpgfamily down here, she may know how to reverse this. My understanding is she's visiting from Three Pines to Merrifield above. But if not, I might be able to do something if any of us pass. I specialize in reliquaries. I work at a small foundation that dealizes in specialized reliquaries, like the ones that are in this home right now. We combine things to the skin of the dead, taxidermy, but it gives these spirits the ability to emote better than being a piece of hardware.
That's why there's faces in all the statues.
Oh, you're correct. Every statue here has got a spirit of some form in it. With that,
So lost.
with that, I need one occult knowledge check
I can do it. I have a 9.
from Clem since he touched the
Just
door.
kidding.
Actually, I was just reading over stuff, Frankhouse. We may have to negate that because I was reading over. There's just a lot with
Yeah.
essentially what I am,
Yeah, that's fine.
and technically, just found when I am reduced to 0, I'm actually destroyed.
I'm aware.
Oh, okay, good.
I told you the book was missing.
Oh, perfect. Okay, occult roll. Perfect. Here we go. Here
I
goes
get
Clem.
destroyed too if I die.
Occultiness. That is going to be a 21.
As the camera pans back and the body burns away that nobody else is standing in but Clem is standing on what's left of the book. His ectoplasmic form bound to it as a reliquary. What did you get on your occult knowledge check? And I said but they're not here. I'm sure they'll watch it later.
They were here earlier.
Oh, were they?
That was my 21.
21. You know that this thing can pass its disease in 2 ways. Through physical contact and it infecting you, or through the consumption of a soul. It can animate a dead body and take it over. As you all look around the room with reliquaries inside of bodies of creatures. That's it for our show tonight. We'll be picking up Campaign 2 in a couple of weeks, both with Maria and Burke here at this lodge where reliquaries are built. And then, of course, our 2 other people will be joining us, which will be Drew and Allie as the Druid family members. One's a ranger, one's a Druid, tracking their way here after the ship crashed as groups sent out to look into the situation. Which means we're going to bring them into the horribleness that was this episode as well. Do any of you have anything going on? Happy Halloween to everybody as we hit the last 3 minutes of Halloween for us here. Does anyone have any shows this week? Is it all calm before we close out?
No, I have my Band of Badgers show on Thursday, 1 p.m. Pacific Standard Time for our Midnight Tower campaign.
Ooh.
And then Friday night is our
Yes.
chat back with Harbingers. Season finale just happened last week, so chat back if you want some questions.
That's awesome.
Send them. Yeah, send questions in to Gone Rogue or Harbingers as well too, and come hang out with us Friday night. Get some insider information on how season 3 went.
And I think
Secrets.
Kelly's got something too, if I remember correctly, right? Kelly, don't you have a show going on?
So next week, Monday,
Mhm.
since that's going to be our off week for Everyday Heroes.
Yeah, we're
I
off for
will
a week.
be-
Oof. We did a
I will
long
be-
run on Mondays.
We did. I will be guesting on Femme Gamer Party on Twitch for a Bloodlines and Black Magic Halloween special. I'm playing the manager of a goth band that is a little bit more into
They call
the
the
real
Mouthers?
gothy side of things versus your Michael's witchcraft.
Oh, okay. Okay.
So
Anything
we'll see
for,
what happens.
Anything for Todd? Are you working on new art for your character? I have a feeling you have campaign 2 art coming for this character. As much as you just told us how much you put into this new character. Okay.
Yeah, I've been working on him since, or writing his story since July, but I'm still not even done. Like, just when we were starting tonight, I'm like, oh yeah, here's one more
When's
thing.
the last time you had a character like this where you're like all in? Can you remember?
Yes, it was a goblin raised by gnomes. His name was 1010, and he flung a little chain around. I wrote so many pages of story for this guy. Yeah,
These two need a web comic.
They do, right?
Well, wave bye, everybody. Thank you so much for joining us for Halloween.
Bye, everyone.
Thank you for the subscriptions, the
Bye.
card packs that were purchased, for stopping the
Goodbye,
timer.
all.
There was one more timer that could have happened at the end of the show that was a 5-minute timer at the end.
Oh,
And
man.
it didn't happen. So I'm going to transport it over to campaign 2. Our current
All right.
threshold is at 10. The total threshold timer for this thing is 20. When 20 is hit, something horrific happens. Could have happened tonight. You guys actually rolled pretty well. But that is it for us tonight. Wave bye, and I'm going to do all the YouTube-y shit.
Good night.
Goodbye,
Night,
friends.
everyone. Happy
We will miss you
Halloween.
all.
Happy Halloween indeed.
Happy spookiness.
Yes, all spookiness. Here, do you need some? Hold on. I feel like Clara and Clem need to have a better Happy Halloween. Give me a minute here. Go ahead and give your Happy Halloween. It's just you. I'll even turn me off. Oh,
Just us two?
Goodbye from our bone bird. Yes, we're going to need our lantern later as well too.
How many props do you have?
Goodbye.
We might. Oh,
Happy
let us
night.
join in with the spooky fun. Goodbye, friends. Have a fantastic
What
evening.
else do we have?
What? This is just gonna be a clip. I'm just gonna have a
Oh,
long
Deb-
clip of this.
Death Wolf says goodbye as well too. Oh, and if we must, we have our own potions. Please have a drink with us.
We also have a sarcophagus.
A baby?
And
What
inside
is
the
that? Whose sarcophagus
baby-
is that?
A baby
Ant-Man?
sarcophagus with a little mummy inside of it.
Not Maria, though.
Thankfully,
What else?
not our
You got
mother.
you got any other stuff around you? Any more reliquaries?
I might have an eye on my forehead as well, a third eye. Oh,
We're good.
oh, but
Wait,
wait,
just kidding.
also our magical book that opens from the
There's
spine.
more. Hold on. What else was that? What was that? Wait, what was that? Pull it back out.
That was a book that you could open from the spine for a container.
Is there more?
Unless you want to count these blue jewels, that's about it.
Jesus Christ. Thank you
And
for
perhaps a
watching,
mini
everybody, with the
mace.
2 creepiest kids. Thank you so much for joining us on Halloween. Over on this side, there's going to be some videos to watch. I think it's probably going to be Ethauntia if people want to start catching up from last season. And then on the opposite side, this one here, it's going to be a circle. We're trying to hit 500 subscribers. You know the routine. Click it, share it, all that stuff. But Campaign 2 is on the way. Get ready for new merch. Get ready for new Ethauntia goodness, new Streamloot cards. There's a lot coming up with my favorite setting in PF2. And of course, our everyday heroes, John Wick 1970s, will be back as well. We'll be back coming up soon too for Corpse Talk. Stay tuned, lots coming up. And thank you so much for joining us on Halloween. Happy spooky evening. Bye, everybody.